Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you, do you know what? This is a banger idea, and I kind of wish I did it sooner, you know, it's part of me. So this idea comes from TurboClash G, a Walker Slayer member on the channel, okay, so big shout out, big love to TurboClash G. And they say, sending super thanks, I love your work. Video suggestion, switch Alexandria, initial community, season 5 to 6, with the Atlanta group, season 1. The immune protagonist is randomized with the wheel for this group. That does mean someone from Atlanta group would take the place of Pete in the murder and death. Would be interesting to see what you can come up with for on the spot plotline with Alexandria group being the beginning group instead. And absolute banger. Now this was 2 months ago, and I feel so sorry that I didn't get to this sooner. But obviously these videos are long, and I've only got so much steam in the engine, if you know what I mean. So yeah, we're doing it now, but I've got high energy, okay? High energy for this one, because this is a banger idea, and any creative ideas like this, I love even more. It's fun just doing like a new protagonist every time, but having a completely like new dynamic with the group is even more interesting. Now, I guess we'll just get into it. Who's going to be our protagonist? Now, if it does land on Deanna or any of the Monroes, I might consider... Oh my god. Bro! It's Pete Anderson. I was going to say I would reconsider any of the Monroes because we did that recently, but I'll take it. I'll take Pete Anderson. So, Pete Anderson, and let's be honest, Jesse's got to be there, Ron's got to be there, Sam's got to be there. I feel like Enid should be there too. I've already pretty much decided. That's kind of predetermined who should be, you know, in the main group. And I guess we can decide. So I guess, yeah, Pete gets separated from his family. He's looking for his family, gets saved by Morgan, meets Morgan and Dwayne. Would Pete be a wife abuser? I don't know if he would. I feel like we can't have a protagonist who beats his wife. So maybe there's like something there where he did hit Jesse like in the past once when he was drunk, and he feels like immense guilt over it. We're gonna go with like a good version of Pete Anderson here, guys. Okay, so don't be thinking of, you know, wife abuser Pete. This is Pete who hit his wife once but feels utter regret over it, and is absolutely distraught that he was, you know, that he did that. Okay. But I feel like having a little bit of that flaw works quite nice for what I'm going to do now. And that's who is our Shane, a.k.a. who saved Jesse and is now banging. So Jesse believed that Pete was dead. Plus Pete hit her that one time. And they were having marital issues. And Tobin came along and saved Jesse's life. Now is beating his... No, he's banging Jesse, sorry, not beating Jesse. He's beating Jesse, but in a different way, okay? Yeah, Tobin is... Tobin! Everyone, sorry, I'm too excited. Right, so we've got 6 people there. I did remove Tobin, and I feel like one more. I guess this can be our Glenn. I don't really like it being Reg. I'm gonna reroll one more time. Okay, I'm gonna reroll one more time. We can any this. Now we do actually have less people than we normally. Okay, Denise works. Denise being the Glenn. Yeah, why not? So Denise is our Glenn, so Denise is up here too. So she's a main character. Those are our main characters, okay? Now, like I said, we do have less characters just because there's less characters in Alexandria, or at least on my wheel, on my tier anyway. Now, yeah, could I add more? Sure. But I figured we'll just go with what we got. There's no need to complicate it. So now who we get to decide who gets handcuffed on the roof. So one of these random characters gets to be our Merle in this universe. It's Heath. Heath is our Merle. Heath goes missing, guys, but this time he comes back. So Heath is probably not spouting racial slurs, but Heath is, panicking, shooting walkers. He thinks that he can take them all on, maybe. And our protagonist, Pete, is like, Heath, I need to, he handcuffs Heath. He's like, guys, we need to get back. This is your insane ragtag group of people. I'm looking for my family, etc., etc. He handcuffs Keith, whatever, and then, of course, someone drops the key. I can't say it was T-Dog. Maybe I can say, maybe it was Olivia. Olivia dropped the key, everyone. Olivia dropped the key, and poor old Heath was left. He disappeared again. Now, does Guillermo come with the group? Oh, yes. Yes. Cool. So we get Guillermo. I always spell Guillermo's name wrong. So, yes, I am copying and pasting. So, basically, Guillermo was like, yo, I'm going to help you get back to your camp. You've helped us out with these guns. Let me at least help you get back. He does that. And then later on, he obviously finds that his people are all dead. Now, back with Pete. He obviously met Morgan and Dwayne, but we'll do the little Morgan roll. So what we got a 2. Morgan is dead, Dwayne is alive. Cool, so Morgan is no more, but Dwayne will be alive. So we'll put Dwayne in the missing for now. There we are. Now we got Ed's death. Who is going to be getting the Ed death? In their tent, bit beaten and bruised. Walker comes, bites them. Very sad. Oh, it's going to Spencer. Yeah. I can see that. I can see him being like a little entitled prick, and maybe Tobin gives him the beatdown. Tobin gives it because, of course, Pete comes back. Jesse's like, sorry, Tobin, I've got to stick with my husband. And Tobin's like, he hit you that one time, remember? And Jesse's like, yes, he did, and he was an arsehole. There's some tension there. It makes the, you can kind of understand. You wouldn't blame Jesse for maybe even staying with Tobin. But she puts her kids first, and she's like, I'm going to try and make it work with Pete, even if it won't work, kind of thing. And Tobin takes his aggression out on Spencer, and then, of course, Spencer's all left injured, and he gets eaten in his tent. And poor Deanna, who I guess is maybe like our Carol in this universe, Deanna's all sad. Anyway, who gets the Amy death? This is when it goes to Deanna. I'm like, well, I guess she's not our Carol. No, it goes to Nicholas. Oh, okay. So maybe who could be Nicholas's like best friend? I'm trying to think. Well, I guess it would be Aiden, wouldn't it? Yeah. Nicholas probably like leaves the camper. It's like, Aiden, have you got the shits again? Because there's no toilet paper in the RV. And Aiden like turns around laughing, and then he sees his best mate Nicholas getting eaten, and he's so sad and he's distraught. But then on top of that, he finds out that Spencer's dead too. So like the two people he was like his two brothers, right? His brother in blood and his brother in arms, I guess, I don't know. But his best friend Nicholas, both of them are dead. So he's like, Aiden's absolutely distraught at this moment, and this is when he probably gets the gym moment. Who gets the gym death? Oh no! I guess he doesn't find out what happened to his people, because Guillermo sadly gets bitten and is left by the tree. He wants to make it back to his people. He's unable to make the journey, sadly, and so he's like, "Yo, just put me at that tree, leave me to die." And he does. The group do that, and of course, Guillermo is no more. And then later, I guess the group go to the Vatos and find that they're all dead anyway. So. Yeah, so crazy. So poor Deanna and Reg are probably sad because Spencer died. Aiden is absolutely distraught as well. And, Pete maybe he leaves the little message for Morgan, obviously not knowing that Morgan didn't make it. Cool. Have I added Dr. Jenna? I actually haven't, but I will now. Dr. Jenna. Cool. So now, we of course have the group, after going to the nursing home and finding them all dead, they head to the CDC, and how many people are going to die in the CDC explosion? Only 2. So that will mean 2 minor characters. Now, who will it be? Yeah, I can see it. Aiden is just distraught. He wants to end it all. He's too sad after losing his brother and his best mate. And of course, Reg refuses. Actually, I like this. So yeah, Dr. Jenner doesn't want to end it all in this universe. He ends up going with the group. But Aiden, after losing his brother and losing his best friend, he's like sat there, and poor Reg is like trying to convince him. He's like, "No, Aiden, come on, Aiden, you gotta go." And maybe he convinces him, but just not in the nick of time, because both Aiden and Reg are engulfed in the flames of the CDC explosion and are killed. And I guess now, yeah, Deanna probably is our Carol. Thinking about it, she is distraught. She's lost everything. And with that, guys, yeah, Deanna, I'm upgrading you, okay? Because we've got a tragic backstory here. I like this a lot. There's like a message here. It's like what grief does to someone, and that's kind of personified by the Monroe story, because of what happens with Aiden. He loses his brother and his best friend. He wants to end it all, and in the course, he ends up getting his father killed. There's like a tragic tale there, which I kind of like. I think that's pretty cool. Now, we do have a Chaos Roll here, and I do actually have an idea for the Chaos Roll, because I'm not too... I don't really like the Chaos Roll at the moment. I think there's a lot of the things that were cool at first as like a gimmick, but they don't really add anything to the story. So what I've done here is I've added this. So we've got a 6. So we've just got 6 simple things. So double death, reform villain/don't, injuries result in death, add an out-of-franchise character, ally turns evil, and a major character sacrifices themselves at the end of the season. And I don't really want them to happen at the start of the season. So what I'll remember here is major character dies in beside the dying fire. Okay, so that's what happens there. But on top of that, I think for this season, just because we don't have that many characters, I'm gonna add a random character too. She plays Mother 1. There we go, guys. We got Mother 1. We'll call her D. I like D. That's a good name. That's like Alpha. So we're gonna add D. D, everyone. Cool, we've got D. So, King County resident D has joined the group. Cool. Right. Added D. So, who is going to be getting shot? So, I guess they just found D. Maybe they found her in the highway. She's, like, hiding from some zombies. They help her. She's, like, dehydrated. They help her out. But who gets shot? Oh my god! It just doesn't... Fuck! Deanna's getting tortured! So Deanna gets shot by Otis. The group are like, shit! The poor grieving woman. They're rushing her to get treatment. Probably Deanna's like, just let me die, just let me die. But the group don't want to. Oh god! Poor Deanna! This is dreadful. We'll just say that Otis did it to keep it simple. And then who gets lost? There's not many options here, guys. Who gets lost and then is found in the barn later? What's Olivia? Okay. I could see Olivia. Yeah, I could see her getting like super scared and running off. She kinda is like that in the beginning. Although she does have some, so she does have some badass moments. You gotta give Olivia her props. But Olivia will be getting missing. Going missing, I should say. And later on, she will be found in the barn. Very sad. So now we have to add... What have I done here? Okay. So we'll add Herschel, Maggie, Beth, Jimmy, not Otis. What I'll do is I'll put Otis at the bottom here. And that way, in future, I won't need to I can just simply not copy him. If this cursor will work, there we go. Okay, so, add them. So the greens have been added. And Patricia, and Jimmy. Otis is our stand-in. Oh, wait, no. Who killed our Otis stand-in, I should say. So, who goes to get medical supplies for Deanna? Oh, okay. So Jesse wants to, Jesse's having her arc in season 2, perhaps, of, you know, becoming a more capable survivor, which makes sense, right? She wants to make sure she can stand on her own, not just from Pete, but also from Tobin, because there is some, like, misogyny there regardless, right? Tobin's like, I want to protect you, I want to, you know, Tobin doesn't want to be with her. He kind of sees her as, like, inherently weak as well, just because she was hit by her husband. So there's that kind of, there is a misogyny from both sides, right? Pete had made that drunken, terrible mistake, right? It's condemnable. But Tobin, there's something a bit yikesy with him as well. So Jessie wants to prove herself, but she probably wasn't quite ready, okay? There's a little irony there, because she panics, and she ends up shooting and killing Otis. I mean, capable still, but in a bit more of a twisted way. And so poor Otis is shot and killed by Jessie and left. And I think Jessie probably does feel tremendous guilt. She just saw in that moment that she was not going to make it back to ever see it. Like, she was never going to see her children again if she didn't take the shot. So she made a difficult decision and did it. Anyway, and maybe over time, maybe Tobin finds out, but Pete doesn't know. And Pete's kind of taken leadership of the group, being the doctor, you know, being the authority, being the, you know, I mean, he's a doctor, right? He's a surgeon. He's like this authority figure in a way. So I could see him becoming the leader. Plus, he's got Denise there, who he's training. So that would be their kind of dynamic. Is Pete is training Denise throughout, like, season 2, and obviously when Deanna is shot, Pete knows what to do. He's like, I need sterile equipment, and Otis is like, yo, there's a farm up there, he's a vet, he has equipment, da-da-da-da. So Pete's probably doing the surgery, not Herschel. It'll be Pete and Denise doing it, which I quite like as well. It's like an added difference there. But eventually, so yeah, Jessie goes there to get the supplies. She ends up killing poor Otis. They get the supplies, they save Deanna's life, and then on top of that, we have the Dale death. So I'll say that Ron is, you know, someone messes with someone is defending Randall. So this person, ooh, do I like that? So Ron is the only person who's standing up for Randall, and he goes out to contemplate things. And actually, no, I like that, because maybe Sam was the one who was messing with the Walker, like Carl was in season 2. And I know this is the protagonist's son, but he has a backup one, so it's okay. So, do you know what? I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say that Ron was the one defending Randall. You know, he seems to be, he's like the only real adult in the room, the only sane adult in the room, even though he's a child, or he's barely, you know, he's a teenager. And he's like, guys, this is fucked up. You know, we have laws, right? We have a jury, right? We imprison people. We don't kill people. Dad, you were always opposed to the death penalty. You said the death penalty was barbaric. You know, you could have that little debate there. And Ron being, like, perplexed that his parents and all these adults, and maybe even Enid, they all think that this is the way to go. And so poor Ron is attacked by a walker. Maybe that's his arc this season. I kind of like that. Enid's sad. Obviously, Pete is distraught, but he wants to honour his son's wishes and keep Randall alive. You know what? I low-key kind of like that. We'll keep it. And then who is the character who then just kills Randall anyway? And therefore is killed by another group. Oh, of course! It falls into place. It's all just too perfect, guys. Because then Tobin will then confront Pete. And be like, I'm a better father than you, Pete. I'm better for Jessie than you, man. Because you got Ron killed, Pete. Like, your weakness, the fact you couldn't kill Randall when he needed to be killed, that got your son killed. And if you never came back, you know, Ron would still be alive. It's beautiful. All falls into place. And then Pete, of course, kills Tobin and takes him out. Beautiful. It's like poetry, it rhymes. I think this is like one of the best arcs we've ever had. Is that just me? Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, so we're going to have a D4 attack. Now, normally, what I'll do is this would just be minor characters. Oh my fucking god. Oh, so I guess what we'll do is we'll do 3 minor characters. And 1 major. Oh, I don't know. But we'll see that in a minute. Let's do the minors. Who's dying? Who cares? D's dead. Whatever. R.I.P. D. Where are you, D? Sorry. Sorry, love. You're gone. Oh, no. So I'll say, we'll give D a random death. She's just like fighting walkers and gets... she's like attacking walkers and gets killed. We'll give Beth the Jimmy death. Why not? Beth's like, we gotta help Pete and Sam. They're on top of... Yeah, because... Oh, shit, as well, yeah. Sam, little Sam, would then find his dad has killed Tobin. Tobin would reanimate and Sam would put him down. Even added extra layer. Maybe Sam saw... He saw Pete hit Jesse. So Sam this whole time has like been distant from Pete. Like he's kind of been traumatized by what Pete did. So... Like, in this moment, Pete doesn't know if his son is going to kill him. Adding an extra thing. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, and Patricia's dying. Okay, so D, Patricia, and Beth. Yeah, okay, well, that works. We'll give Patricia her original death. Patricia will have the same death that she always has. So, give Patricia a normal death. And Beth will give her the Jimmy death. So, yeah, Beth sees Pete and Sam, and she's like, I need to help them out. Well, that's not happening. We're not killing Jesse. Oh, actually, no. Wait. Oh, fuck it. Fuck it. Do you know what? Do you know what? I like it. I like the irony there. I like it. The fact this whole time, these two men have been battling over this, over the love of this woman. And then, on top, in the end... Oh, no, because it works. Because Jesse killed Lotus. Seeing Patricia die, maybe, Herschel and Maggie are surrounded. Maybe Enid's on her last legs. Denise is surrounded. Dr. Jen is surrounded. They're all the whole group is looking pretty fucked. And Jessie top of her lungs, hey, follow me! Draws all the herd. She gets stuck, but she sacrifices herself and then gets devoured. And then Pete runs over with little Sam and sees Jessie being eaten, and he's distraught. He pulls his gun out and kills. Oh, do you know what? Fuck it. Let's have Jesse die at the end. This is a brutal story. This is probably the most brutal Walking Dead story we've had thus far. But, this early on, and the poor guy has lost his wife and son. But I think we're going to go with it. Let's just let the wheel decide. Why not? Okay, so who is going to get... Oh, no, wait. Who is going to get separated and stay with... and go with Michonne for a bit? It can't be Sam, because I said he was with Pete. However, listen, this is quite close to Enid. And I'm not going to lie, I like the sound of that. I like a Michonne-Enid dynamic. I think that could work. So we're going to put Enid there. Sorry, Eric. You're not going with Michonne. So, Enid and Michonne is a little dynamic. Why not? And that means we can add Michonne. That's done. And we need to add a random character. I'm not gonna lie, this is a bit of a necessity because we're out of characters. She plays Waitress in Fear the Walking Dead. Oh, what's her name? Crystal? It is Crystal, basically, right? Is that how you say it? Crystal? Yeah, fuck it. We'll have Crystal. I might just call her Crystal. No, we'll say Christelle. So Christelle has joined us. So she met the group on the road, we'll say. On the road, she joined. Oh, what the hell, man? I can't find it. There she is. Christelle. So we've got Crystal. Just making sure I'm spelling that right. Sorry, Alexandria. Chriselle? Yeah, it must be Crystal. Sorry, I'm obsessing. She was a waitress, guys. She joins along with another person. We'll add 2. Why not? We're not adding a story. Baker's story. Trey Baker. Oh, there you go. We got someone there. That'll do. Trey Baker. Along with Trey Baker. That sounds like a... Trey Baker sounds like, I don't know, like a company that makes cakes. I don't know. There we are. So we've got Trey Baker there as well. I'll just call him Trey. Or we can call him Trey Baker. Why not? Because I like that. Oh no, we've got the dreaded empty slot there. Oh, and on top of that, we need to add new main characters because we lost a lot there. So I think Denise makes sense. Enid, obviously, I accidentally removed Enid. That's silly me. Enid's up there. I think Herschel and Maggie. Herschel, Maggie. Both of those make sense. Who would be our Glenn? That's a question. Like, who? Because obviously Aaron and Eric are a couple, and I feel like I kind of want to make them... I kind of want to make Aaron and Eric main... but I don't know. Nah, I can't do it. I feel like Herschel and Maggie need to be main characters. But who could Maggie be with? There isn't really anyone. Maybe Dr. Jenner? He might be a bit old for her. Yeah. Who knows? Anyway, so we added Trey and Christelle. Right. Who gets bit on the leg? So this will be our main character. Let's go. Oh! Pete, man! So Pete is bitten on the leg. This poor guy is going through torture. One leg. Wow. So Pete gets bitten on the leg, and he has his leg amputated in the season premiere. How crazy would that be, guys? We're not going to do this whole prisoner thing. I've sort of abandoned that. So what we'll do is instead we'll do Big Tiny. That's the same. Who kills Tomas? Who will be killing Tomas? Because poor Pete will be out of action. So we're having like a bit of a shake-up early on in the season. It'll be Denise. Oh shit, okay. Because she'll be the one trying to save Pete's life. No, I'm trying to think. But maybe like she takes a break from that because he's stabilized, and maybe Herschel's keeping an eye on him, and Denise is like, "What's going on? What's going on? You know, what's going on here?" type thing. And Denise is like, "Listen, Tomas, shit happens." Denise kills Tomas, guys. Whoa. Yeah, I don't know. I think that could work. Now we've got Laurie's death. Who is getting Laurie's death? Jeez. Sorry. I'm going to veto this one. I know I'm not necessarily sticking with the same immunity rules, but I don't want it to be Pete. I just think that would be a bit... Oh, Herschel, though? Oh, go on then. Okay, so I think we'll just keep this simple. Herschel has a little cardiac arrest, okay? He panics a little bit. He's worried about Maggie. He has a heart attack whilst, poor Pete is in the boiler room with his leg. And little Sam has to then put Herschel down. I like that. So Sam has to step up. He's like, Pete's like, "Listen, Sam, I know you're scared. I know you've lost a lot. Your brother, your mum, Tobin. But you got to put him down, because you don't put him down, I'm screwed, mate. I'm screwed. You got to do it." So he's trying to encourage Sam, but Sam's like a little wuss. So some tension there, and Herschel's maybe even turning. But in the end, he puts Herschel down. Okay, and then who gets the T-Dog death? I really hope it's fucking Trey Baker. I can't lie. I'll take Crystal. So Christelle is no more. She sacrifices herself. Maybe for Trey Baker. Okay? Trey's injured. She's already been bitten. And she runs into the walkers. And she's devoured. R.I.P. to that character who only just joined the group. And now we can add Axel and Oscar Oscar. And who kills Andrew? Ooh, okay. Dr. Jenna stepping up. I like it. Dr. Jenna shoots and kills Andrew. Very random. He gets to the operation room or whatever it's called. You know, the little room. Randall, you're dead. The little room, and he's the one who puts down Andrew for good. So R.I.P. Andrew. Based Dr. Jenna. Rightio. Oh, and Judith also gets to be. I'm going to add Judith there. So, that's not applicable. So, now we'll do our random Woodbury thing. 1. Gargiulio! The goat Gargiulio gets to join the group, guys. Cool. So, Gargiulio reforms. He reforms. He helps Michonne escape the dreaded one-handed Heath. Because if you remember, Heath was on the... handcuffed on the roof. Now, also, flashback, Michonne and Andrea, of course, see the helicopter. Not Michonne. Michonne and Enid see the helicopter crash. And then Heath is like, yo, brown-haired girl, how's about a big hug for your old pal Heath? And Heath's got the little one-handed arm. Very cool. I guess he doesn't really have a brother that he's looking for necessarily. He probably doesn't care about any of these people. But hey, maybe... Actually, do you know what? We'll do what the comics did. Heath and Denise were a couple. We'll say that Heath and Denise were a couple in this universe, okay? Before he went missing. So this whole time, Denise has been pretty sad that Heath went missing. She was the one who went after him to look for him. I did say that Denise was our Glenn though, didn't I? So, but I don't know. Maybe but Glenn was the one who was in the Dodge Challenger, right? So she would have been like, yo, where's Heath when she arrived at the Atlanta camp? Because obviously Glenn travelled differently, so that could still work. And then she was like, we need to go back for Heath. I know he was being an idiot, but Jesus Christ, you can't leave him on the roof. He's gonna die. So she goes back to go get Heath, and then finds he's gone. She's very sad, etc., etc. So yeah, there is still that connection there. So Heath is he's going to kidnap some peeps. And he's about, where's Denise at? So let's have a look. Who is Heath kidnapping? Enid? Well, that can't happen. Because she's already at Woodbury getting... I'm not going to say... getting hit on by the governor, no. She's getting... the governor's kind of like seeing her more as like a daughter figure in this universe. Not like banging Andrea. So kidnap Sam... And who else could they kidnap? Okay, do you know what? We'll say Sam and let's go with a minor character. Sam and someone else. Why not? Sam and Aaron, finally, poor Aaron gets to do something. Yeah, so Sam and Aaron get kidnapped. Maybe Sam ran out to go get to help out because his dad's obviously injured, and he's like, after putting down Zombie Herschel, he thinks he's the bee's knees. Okay, he thinks he's the shit. He thinks he's a very capable survivor now. So he goes out, and Aaron spots him, and Aaron maybe was the promised to keep an eye out on him. And he was like royally fucked up, so he's running after him like, fucking hell, Sam, come here. Oh, he's like, Sam, come here. And then they get kidnapped by Heath. And then, of course, there's a rescue mission. Maybe Pete's got a little prosthetic leg, so he's come on this rescue mission too. Who is dying during the rescue mission? Which character is not making it out alive? No! Dr. Jenna! So, poor Jenna. It's funny, because he also killed Andrew. He's been a bit of a goat this whole time. He helped our characters out the CDC. But sadly... he is shot and killed during the rescue mission. Now we can add Heath permanently to this thing. Because during the raid, because obviously Heath would have lied about killing Michonne. Michonne, so the governor's not very happy. Poor Enid then sees, Heath fight to the death against Denise, perhaps. That could work. one of the terrorists is Heath's own girlfriend. Fight to the death. Yeah, I like that. And then Enid's freaking out, like, what the fuck? Yeah, I like that a lot. So then Heath, one arm. Okay, cool. And then also add Milton to the little minor one. Oh, I spelled Milton wrong. Milton. Okay, and then after that, the governor, of course, attacks the prison. Who does the governor take out? No! No! Gargiulio. Damn. So Gargiulio, he turned, he helped Michonne get to the prison, and then the bastard governor takes him out. Now, do we pick up the hitchhiker? No. No. Sadly, the hitchhiker is left for dead. Damn. Poor Goat Julio didn't make it in the end. So we've got no hitchhiker. Where are you, hitchhiker? We can kill off you. Shumpert, we may as well say dies there. Hitchhiker doesn't make it either. Cool. Merle's death. So who sacrifices himself to make a dent in the governor's army? Oh, damn, Maggie. The last of the Greens already gone. Wow. So maybe Maggie feels bad. I don't know why. Why would she? Actually, to be fair, it's probably just a case of she got nothing else to lose. I feel like because there is no Glenn, so Maggie wouldn't be with anyone. We could say that Maggie... Maybe actually, yeah. Maybe Maggie and Denise were a thing. Maybe in this universe, Maggie and Denise hooked up instead of Maggie and Glenn. But then when Heath came back, and obviously because Heath one-handed Merle Heath came back, Denise and Heath were like together. And Denise like broke up with Maggie. And so Maggie just feels absolutely distraught. She's lost her father, her sister, and now the last thing she had, her girlfriend. And so Maggie, feeling like pretty down and depressed, kind of thinks, fuck it. She takes a gun and she tries to take out the governor. Maybe she doesn't necessarily take out Michonne. Maybe she asks Michonne to come with her, but maybe Michonne does. But then it's like, actually, this is a suicide mission, and I want to be with people now, kind of thing. You know, Michonne's like not as cold and as cold as she was before, but Maggie continues on with the mission and unfortunately doesn't make it. So they lose Maggie, and now the last person of the farm we have left is poor Jimmy. Wow. And then D4 finale. How many deaths are we having in the finale? One has to be a main character. 3. Oh. Jesus Christ. So, if it lands on the dreaded blank square, though, I'll consider that a veto. Oh, no. Axel. So, Axel... I think we can say Axel dies in the prison. I think he just dies in the battle of the prison. Keep it simple. Oh, a Milton. Okay. So Milton just gets the same death. Oh god, I didn't mean to do that. Ignore this one. Ignore this. So yeah, Milton just gets his normal death. Axel, I think, just kind of is a casualty in the final battle at the prison. He's just shot and killed, sadly. R.I.P. Axel, where are you, buddy? And Milton is stabbed and killed by the governor, just like he is in the show. So not much difference there. Oh! 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 And the Andrea death goes to Denise. Oh, that's fucked. How could this work? Okay. So, I think keep it simple. Following off from the whole sacrifice thing. So, of course, Maggie goes to sacrifice herself. But Denise actually comes to the realization she doesn't want to be with Heath. Heath has changed. And Maggie is the person she wants. So she goes to tell Maggie that whole, I want to break up with you and carry on with Heath. That I regret that, and I want to be with you, Maggie. Okay, but then she finds out that Maggie's gone from Michonne. So, oh fuck! So Denise desperately is rushing to go find Maggie, right? To go and tell Maggie that her true feelings. But then finds Maggie dead as a walker, and poor Denise has to put Maggie down. But on top of that, the governor and his crew never left that area. They sort of kept an eye on it. So they then capture poor, distraught Denise. They tie her to the dentist chair. They, maybe Milton... Maybe at this point Enid's already fled, so she's already joined the prison. She saw the governor for what he is, and, sooner, she fucking paced out of there, back to the prison. But Milton, seeing Denise get kidnapped, maybe he just happens to watch the governor do it. He tries to free Denise, and he's like, I'm a friend of Enid's, I knew Michonne, the governor's fucked, he's absolutely mental, tries to free Denise, and then the governor stabs and kills Milton, leaving Denise in the chair, and of course, sadly, she doesn't make it, and she gets the Andrea death. What is it with these brutally tragic stories? They're just kind of, I don't know, fuck it, I like it. I actually really dig that. I think that works quite a lot. It's fucking tragic, but hey, yeah, that's what we'll stick with. That's what we'll stick with, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed that depressing story. Anyway, that is the end of season 3. Now, we'll add Tyrese and Sasha. Now, listen. We all love the gays on this channel. We're all allies here. And if you're not an ally, get out! But Aaron and Eric have got to be main characters now, okay? They survived this long. There is no gay, tragic love or death so far. Well, I guess we're saying that. We just had Maggie and Denise die. So, we've had enough gays dying, guys. We've had enough gays dying. I probably spoke too soon, because we're going to do Chaos Roll. So, let's have a look. 6. Ooh. Well, fuck it. That makes sense. Does it make sense? At the finale? Well, no. I think this could work. Because what we could do is we could have someone sacrifices themselves to Joe, the claimer. Okay? I.e., this person is beaten to death. So this person, blindly sacrifices themselves to Joe the Claimer, right? He's like, if you want blood, man, take it from me. But in this universe, obviously Daryl gets beaten up. In this universe, this person actually dies. It has to be a major character as well. But that kind of gives the characters a chance to fight back against Joe and the Claimers. So we're changing it a little bit, but that way we can make it work. Okay, so we're adding these guys. Done. Right. I won't add any new characters. Let's roll for Zach's death. Bob Stuckey's already gone. Okay, so Bob Stuckey getting that little drink. He's getting his little drink. He gets stuck. He gets bitten on the leg. And then he is the character who doesn't make it, unfortunately. So, let me just add all these guys to the group. Cool. R.I.P. Bob. Next up, Patrick's death. So, who is getting sick with the flu and not making it? It's going to Zach. So, Zach gets sick with the flu. Cough, cough, cough. He collapses, dies, comes back as a walker. And then who gets the character? Well, actually, before we do that, so we're obviously getting the cell block attacked. Oh, I forgot to mention, when they saw the hitchhiker, I guess Pete would have met Dwayne and saw that but Dwayne didn't want to go back to the prison. Side note. Anyway, yeah. So thinking about this whole plot-wise, what would Pete's arc in season 3 is the fact that he's probably learning to adapt with A, his grief and the fact he's lost so much, and B, the fact now he's lost a leg. And I think as well as teaching his son, trying to be a good father again and trying to teach his son how to survive. That was his arc in season 3. And I think in season 4, it might be to like step up as leader once more, like thinking about it. So that's what Pete could maybe do. Sam is obviously learning to be more capable, probably, but learning like his limits. So his flaw is that he, sometimes goes off on adventures too much. Aaron and Eric, I haven't really thought too much on. Enid's feeling pretty, feeling like a bit of an idiot after what happened with the situation with the governor. Obviously, she trusted him. She saw him as a good man at first, and then he turned out to be an absolute monster. So she's feeling very, very silly at the moment. Yeah. And Oscar and Trey, who cares? I think as well, because Enid would have been Ron's girlfriend, I think Pete and Enid probably would be like fairly close at this point too. Like he kind of, cares for her like she is his daughter. Now we have Karen's death, who gets ill with the flu and is put down. Oh, look at that. It's Karen herself. So poor Karen, she gets sick. She cough. And then Karen is put down by who? Who did it? Where are you, Karen? Oh, I keep doing this. I keep adding them to the Alexandria tier by mistake. So sorry, guys. There's Karen. Ooh, I like it. And you have this whole thing. Enid's been feeling like pretty dumb this whole whole last season, and she's still feeling that. And so when people get sick, she thinks, "Fuck, I'm just gonna make this choice." So she reacts quicker this time, and she puts down Karen and David. But then Pete is like, "Fuck, Enid, that's too far." And he's like, "I know I said I was going to look after you, but you're like a woman, you're basically a woman now. You're very capable." And he ends up exiling her from the group. Enid exiled. Gone. Kicked out the group. I like it. Listen, Martinez, I love you, Martinez. We'll do the roll, fuck it. We may as well. Go on, fine. We'll do it. 1. Dies the same way. That was what I was going to do anyway. And the dice decided it. Martinez, I'm sorry. You're killed by the governor. I just don't care that much about Martinez. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know. I've just never really He's fine in the comics, I guess. But I didn't even like him that much in the comics. He's better in the books. Herschel. Herschel's death. Who gets Herschel's death? Oh, jeez. Who is being beheaded by the governor to spark the battle of the prison? It's Michonne! You know what? I like it. Poor Enid will never find out. Well, I guess she will find out. Because obviously Enid and Michonne were good friends. But there's this whole thing here. Maybe Michonne knows that Enid was... Actually, yeah. Maybe Michonne knew that Enid had been exiled. And she disagreed with Pete. And she was like, you didn't have the right. You're not a member of the council anyway. You're not even a fucking member of the council, Pete. You stepped down. You stopped being a leader so you could focus on being a father. And I know you've been trying to join the council. You've been trying to join it, but you haven't been voted in yet, Pete. So you can't make decisions for the group anymore. I know you did that back in the day with your old friends. And so Michonne's pissed off. So Michonne goes to, find Enid to go, bring her back. But then, in doing so, she's caught by the governor. She's put on her knees. And then she's beheaded. Pete... No, does the whole no, bang, 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 shoot, people die, cool. Who kills the governor? Killed by her own katana as well. And then who takes out the governor? Oh, I like it, why not? Especially because Sam is trying to be a more capable survivor. Pete's on the ground, getting strangled to death by the governor. And then here comes Sam with Michonne's katana, perhaps, and he is the one who stabs and kills the governor. That's crazy. And then we've got Lily and Tara. So what we'll do, we're doing a coin. Tails is Tara. Heads is Lily. I swear we've been having Lily a lot lately, haven't we? I don't know if it's 1L. 2 L's, 1L. Who cares? So Tara dies. R.I.P. Tara. Where are you, Tars? Sorry, Tara. Tara is the one who gets... I'll just say that Tara gets surrounded. Well, we'll say that Tara gets this death. Who gets kidnapped? Who is kidnapped? Now, this normally is a minor character, then becomes a major character. Tyrese? Okay. Okay. Obviously, Tyrese and like Enid would have known each other. Tyrese has obviously been pretty distraught over the death of Karen. And then on top of that, he gets kidnapped. And of course, maybe he's with Sasha. So Sasha's the one running after the, after the car. Tyrese, no! And he's been kidnapped. So he's in the missing for now. Although I'll just I'll leave him here. Because he's automatically made a main character now. Because he's going to be getting his whole episode in the hospital. Then we have to add the Cure team. Abraham, Eugene, and, oh shit, Rosita. Done. And now we have the Mika death. Who is getting killed by Lizzie. It's Mika herself. Aw. Same death. We've been having that a lot, haven't we? People getting their same deaths. So Mika receives the same death that she already had. R.I.P. Mika. And then who puts down Lizzie? Which character would it be? Okay, yeah. So Enid was the one looking after them. She was the one who was exiled. And she found them, looked after the girls, trying to teach them how to survive. I don't know what Deanna's been doing this whole time, because I kind of said Deanna was our new Carol, but I guess, in a way, Enid's kind of the new Carol. So she's the one who puts Lizzie down. Look at the flowers, Lizzie! Look at the flowers! Bang! Who kills Joe? Now, of course, in this is where we have the big death as well. So what we'll do is we'll do first who sacrifices themselves, to take... I guess this person also joined the Claimers. Oh, it's too perfect. It's just too perfect. I always feel like the Claimers were a bit racist, though. I don't know about you. Because I always kind of saw it as, like, Daryl hanging out with a bunch of Merles. So I don't know if they would accept Heath, but, I mean, there's nothing to say they wouldn't. So, actually, to be fair, I think, if I remember the web episode, there was, like, a Claimer who wasn't white in the web episode. So I guess, yeah, I don't think they are racist. But that's how I always kind of saw them. But... yeah, so Heath joins the Claimers, like Daryl did. Obviously, Tyrese was kidnapped, but it's a different scenario here. Heath just kind of went out on his own, surviving on his own. He met the Claimers. I mean, he's already pretty sad because he lost a niece. So this whole season, he's just been trying to make up. And maybe actually he feels like he failed because the prison, was destroyed, and he feels this immense guilt for like everyone who's like suffered. And he thinks that everyone's dead anyway, so he joins the Claimers. And then he finds, Pete and Sam and someone else maybe. Pete, Sam, Deanna maybe, or Pete, Sam and Eric and Aaron on the road, or whoever it may be. And obviously Joe wants to do terrible things to little Sam and terrible things to any of the women or in the group. And he wants to and then so Heath's like, take blood from me, man. He's getting beaten up, but like, Heath puts up a hell of a fight. So, like instead of two Claimers beating him up, they're like, fuck, two more, go get that guy. He's fucking insane. Like, he stabs, he just instantly slits one of their throats straight away with his knife arm, and then he's, like, proper going after the Claimers, and he holds one hostage, so they can't, like, simply shoot him, so another kind of goes to... yeah, something like that. So there's more of a ruckus, and that gives Pete and everyone else the chance, but sadly, in the meantime, so I guess we don't get the... yeah, Joe manages to fire a shot at Heath and puts him down. So R.I.P. Heath sacrifices himself for everyone else. And then who then takes out Joe? Okay, well, I said he wasn't there. He can't be him. Heath is killed by Joe. No, fuck it. Do you know what? I'm going to say this. Pete then rips his throat out. So, yeah... Heath is shot by Joe, and then Pete just kind of grabs him and rips his throat out. And, you know, the rest of the group are able to take out everyone else. So R.I.P. Heath, sacrificed. Pete's holding his body like, you did good, man. You know, we all forgive you now, don't worry. And Heath sadly dies in Pete's arms. Very sad. We've actually not got many characters now back from the original group. We've only got a couple. But, oh well, I say a couple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is 6 characters? I feel like that's like similar to the main show anyway. Anyway, add a random character. Yeah, why not? This person could just be in the train cart with everyone else. Bro. That's the funniest shit. That is the funniest shit. And you know what? He's a supply runner for Garden Springs. The character will appear at the Supply Rush field. That's his name. He's called Rush, okay? Supply runner. That is the most random thing. I couldn't not add that. That is too funny. He's just a boy. So we'll call him Rush. Maybe like Rush Limbaugh. His face is cut off on the thing. He's named after Rush Limbaugh. He's called Rush. He's just a young kid, okay? Rush has been added. He's my favourite. Who saves them all from Terminus? I think this has to be Enid. I just like it being Enid. Maybe Enid and Deanna. Why not? Maybe they kind of hook up. They're kind of they're together. And they end up like as a little bit, you know, the old one and the young one. They take out Terminus. Then of course we find Gabriel. We all get out of Terminus. We find Gabriel. Did I ever add Lily? Don't think I did. Oopsie. We break out of Terminus. We find Gabriel. Hi, Gabriel. Abraham gets to be a new main character this season, just by default. Why not? I make Michonne a main character, so why not do it for Abraham? And also, I feel like Jimmy deserves it. Jimmy deserves it. He's been around since season 2, and he's the last of the farm. So we'll do it for Jimmy as well. Okay. Bob's death. Who is getting the Bob Stuckey death? Whose tainted meat? Whose leg is getting munched on? Oh, it's Lily! Lily, poor Lily. You're eating tainted meat, you know. And maybe there's a whole thing there. Although because she was with the governor, she was the governor's, like, woman. And, yeah, she's going through all this tremendous grief. Maybe no one talks to her, not even Deanna. And so she feels, like, pretty isolated. So she's about to, like, leave the group. And that's when she gets kidnapped by the cannibals. Or she's been bitten as well, I guess. Maybe in this universe she's not bitten. I don't know. Nah, because we can't have tainted meat then. Yeah, so she gets bitten. She feels like she's, like, absolutely useless. You know, everything that's, you know, sister's dead, her daughter's dead. She was the one banging the governor. She stood by his side when he attacked the prison. And so she feels like there's tremendous guilt anyway. She's been bitten, so she doesn't really care. She's just kind of like, oh, whatever. And then she gets, top of that, more torture. She gets her leg taken off. She does the whole tainted meat laugh, which, do you know what? I can kind of see from Lily. I think from this, like, nice, sweet, sort of meek lady, who obviously has the wool pulled over her eyes, kind of seeing that juxtaposed with her maniacally laughing, you're eating tainted meat. I don't know, I think that could work. And then poor Lily is dumped, and the group feel a bit guilty for, like, kind of not supporting her because, yeah, she's the governor, but, like, she didn't know who he was, really. But they're all feeling pretty sad because of Michonne's death. Yeah, that could be kind of sad. And then who is the character who takes out Gareth? Who does it? Deanna, coming in clutch. Deanna's like head of the council. She's like, I'm the head of the council, Mr. Terminus. And she's like, I believe Peter made you a promise. Very formal kill. Noah. We'll do Noah. Add Noah. So, of course, I don't fucking know who would have gone to the... we'll say Eric and Aaron. Yeah, fuck it. Eric and Aaron, they went to Atlanta. No, because it would have been Sasha. Sasha and Aaron went to Atlanta to go get Tyrese back. They of course then met well, I guess Aaron gets kidnapped by the hospital people. Why not? Aaron then gets kidnapped by the hospital people, and so Sasha and Noah head back to Atlanta, and then they obviously devise the plan to get both of Aaron back and to get Tyrese back. And then who then gets the Beth Death? Who stabs and kills... or stabs Dawn. Not kills Dawn. Stabs Dawn. I'm vetoing it. I don't care. I'm vetoing it because I just like Enid's character arc so far, and I think it's the wrong death for her. So I veto that. I don't care. Oh, it can't be Sam either. Do you know what? I'm adding Sasha. No, okay, hear me out. I think this can actually work quite well, thinking about it. Abraham, okay, so listen to this. So you gotta think, Abraham would have had his whole arc of finding out that the cure is a lie, and him being distraught, and then we find out he was basically on the verge of ending it all anyway, when Eugene came to him with the whole, I've got a very important mission. And I think... seeing everything that's happened, Abraham kind of shows up and sees this stupid cop lady wants to keep a bunch of black people in indentured servitude, and he's just like, oh, I can't be arsed with this shit, and he just goes up and he just fucking smacks her with the butt of his rifle repeatedly because he's just like done with this shit, okay? And then Dawn shoots him. Sorry, I'm gonna cough. Dawn shoots him, and and that causes the chain reaction. Someone then shoots Dawn. Who shoots Dawn? Aaron. Okay, yeah, because Aaron had been kidnapped by her anyway, so I like that. So yeah, Abraham is just done with this shit. Just fucking starts beating Dawn with the butt of his rifle. She then shoots him. Because Abraham's just pissed. He's done. He's done. He's peacing out. Yeah, and then we of course lose Dawn as well. R.I.P. Dawn. Cool. I like that. I think, I don't know. It's a bit messy, but why not? Okay, now we'll have the Tyrese's death. So who bitten on the arm whilst we're trying to get Noah home, and sadly, can I veto it twice? I don't like it. I was liking the Enid arc we were going on. That was the problem. I'd be happier later on. It just doesn't feel right, you know? It feels very tragic for it to be Enid. But who else could it be? I'm gonna roll one more time. I don't want to just kill Aaron or Eric for the sake of it either, and we can't kill Pete. Okay. We'll have a be Enid. Why not? I don't know if I like it. No, I just do not like it. Yeah, fuck it. I'm vetoing it. I don't like it. It wouldn't sit right with me. Listen, I know I said I was going to keep the gays together and alive, but who doesn't love a gay tragedy? Yeah, fuck it. I think it works for Eric as well, because I feel like Aaron and Eric would be the type of guys to be like, well, this kid wants to go home. We need to help him get home. And I feel like Eric could be that person who's like, no, it's not the end, you know, like Tyrese does in the show. That works. And Eric getting bitten. And I think it just adds like more tragedy to the group, right? Because if it was Enid, sure, Pete would be a bit sad, but no one's going to be like distraught like Sasha is distraught, if you know what I mean. And I think it being Eric and having that for Aaron, I don't know, I do kind of like it. I do think it works. So I'm going to do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. Listen, I'm just doing what The Walking Dead does, okay? He likes to kill all of his gay characters off. So this is not applicable, of course. But now we got to think. We got to imagine. Are you ready? Are you ready, guys? Are you... Oh, fuck. I never added Rush. I never added Rush. Stupid me. You got it right. So you got to imagine. The characters walking down the road. The iconic shot. So we've got... Are you ready? Pete. Sam. Oh, I'm not going to do that. Pete. Sam. Aaron, who's very sad and depressed because he's just lost Eric. Deanna, who's very sad and depressed because she's lost her whole family. Enid, who's very sad and depressed because she's lost her whole family and her boyfriend. Jimmy, who's very sad and depressed because he's lost the group that he was a part of at the beginning. Oscar, who's very sad and depressed because he was a prisoner and he's lost all of his prisoner mates, plus he doesn't know what happened to his old lady. We've got Cherry Barker, who's very sad and depressed because his name's fucking Trey Baker. What the fuck kind of name is that? We've got Patrick, who's very sad and depressed because he's got dreadful glasses. We've got Sasha, who's very sad and depressed because she lost Bob. Well, I guess she would have been with Bob. So she's actually quite happy. Tyrese is probably pretty depressed, though, because he lost Karen. Lizzie, you're dead, so I don't know what you're doing here. We got Rosita, who's very sad and depressed because she lost Abraham. We got Eugene, who's very sad and depressed because he lost Abraham. We got Gabriel, who's very sad and depressed because he's a sad priest who locked his congregation out. We got Rush because he's very sad and depressed because his head's got cut out of the picture. And then we got Noah, who's very sad and depressed because he just learned that his entire family is dead plus his community. Okay, so we got good highs here, good moral highs. I'm liking it. This is a good group. Yeah, why not? Why not? I'm liking it. Anyway, let's do Aiden's death. Oh shit, sorry guys. And then they all arrive at Alexandria. And that's when we learn who could be the people that find them. I feel like it would have to be Daryl and Merle. Instead of Aaron and Eric, it's Daryl who shows up. I know he's not quite the Aaron personality, but I could see that. And then Merle's the one who fires the flare. That's Merle. It's like, who's Merle? But instead of them Daryl and Merle kissing, it's Daryl and Merle hugging. It's my brother type deal. And Daryl and Merle bring the group back to Alexandria. And who is the leader? Okay, be serious. I think Rick has to be the leader. Fuck it. Rick is the leader. He's the leader of the Alexandria community in this universe. Yeah. Sorry, we got to this point, but I've not really got anything more kind of crazy to say. But Eliza was picked there. So we'll do Eliza for the Aiden death. So Eliza, the group joins the community. Pete's probably made the doctor. Right, Pete will be made the doctor. And then who would be the police? What would Deanna be given? I mean, Deanna pretty much Deanna probably would be the Carol, the wolf in sheep's clothing, right? In this universe, let's be honest. And then Aaron would be probably supply runner, right? So he'd probably witness the death of poor little Eliza, who I guess would be a little bit older. I know she's quite young here, but she'd be 14, 15. Maybe cocky and stupid, and she ends up getting herself killed. And also be getting a group member killed, which we'll see in a moment. And then I guess I don't know who our Nicholas would be. Maybe our Nicholas would be just be quite simply her brother Louis. He's the one who pushes the revolving doors. So yeah, Rick would be our leader. We do need to decide who is the wife beater, but we'll decide that in a moment. But now let's do the Noah death. So who gets the Noah death? Who's trapped in the doors and is devoured? Oh, Rosita. Damn. Okay. So we lose poor Rosita. That's going to be pretty traumatizing. I mean, Eugene has to be in the revolving doors, I think. Or maybe it's Jimmy. I don't know. I kind of like that. Maybe he's got a bit of a crush on Rosita, and yeah, she's a lot older than him, but he's shooting his shot, trying to get with Rosita. being nice to her over the death of Abraham and obviously comforting her there, but he's also like trying to shoot his shot, and then seeing her being devoured in front of him. I think that could work for Jimmy. So why not? We'll do that for Rosita. Jimmy sees it, so he's traumatized. Does he then beat up little Louis? I don't know, maybe. I think Louis is like meant to be like what, 12, maybe 11, 12. But let's just say he's like 16, so it's a 17-year-old beating on a 16-year-old, so it's not so bad. So we'll age him up a little bit. But yeah, Eliza's killed, and then after that, Louis pushes the doors open and then gets bloody, gets poor Rosita killed on top of that. And then let's decide who is our Pete. Who is our Pete Anderson? Who is beating their woman, or beating a woman? Louis. Oh, he's beating up his mum. No, that's silly. That's silly. There's not really many. I mean, we could just make it Ed. Should we just make it Ed? Oh wait. I've got a terrible idea. Who says it has to be a man beating up a woman, guys? It can be a woman beating up a man, okay? That happens, and it's sometimes looked down upon. We have this because of sexism on both sides, okay? It does happen, right? Men get beaten up by their wives sometimes. And there's two reactions. It's either, it's a woman, can't hit you that hard. Or it's what did you do to piss her off? So, listen, this is a serious thing that happens. So maybe Laurie in this universe is... I know people like to call her an abuser, and I think those people are wrong, and they don't know what abuse is. If calling Laurie an emotionally abusive, I think it's ludicrous. But, in this universe at least, Laurie is the abuser. She's beating up Rick. She's like ragging on Rick, beating up Rick, and maybe she's like banging Shane and then beating him up too. She's like, she's got these two men. And she's banging both. She's cheating. Fuck it, why not? We'll just go full-on evil Laurie mode. She's banging both men, okay? And then she's beating up Rick when he, like, objects to it. So poor little weak Rick. No, I shouldn't say that. That's dreadful. I shouldn't call the victim weak. That's. I take that back. I'm sorry. Slip of the tongue. Again, that's my inherent sexism against men. Assuming that they're weak. That's my toxic masculinity right there, okay? But I'm checking myself, guys. So he's not weak, okay? He's been beaten up and he doesn't know what to do. So Laurie is beating up both men. Why not? Maybe she's also beating Carl up and she's beating the baby Judith up. Fuck, she's an absolute monster. So yeah, Laurie is our Pete. Why the hell not? So who does Laurie kill in her drunken rage? You're not one of us! Telling Pete to leave. You're not one of us! Because maybe Pete gets into a fight with... Jesus Christ. Maybe, Pete finds Laurie's beating up Rick. So Pete starts fighting Laurie. Maybe Laurie's ripped as well. She could take Pete on. They fucking go through the window. It's so funny that Pete still has like the same action scene regardless, okay? Yeah, fuck it, why not? They go through the window. Pete's like trying to beat up Laurie, but Laurie's like, she knows how to beat up a man now, okay? She's beating up Pete. And then Rick's like, whoa, Pete, put the gun down. Why are you beating my wife up? Rick defends his wife because he's stuck in that cycle, okay? So who does Laurie kill with her sword? Oh, it's too good! It's too good! Shane's like, Laurie, come on, please. And she's like, get away from me, Shane! You're only my side piece! And kills Shane. So Laurie kills Shane with Michonne's katana, which I guess the group have still kept, because why not? Maybe it's Sam's weapon, who knows? So Shane has his throat slit, and then who puts down abusive husband beater Laurie? Enid? Nah, fuck it. It's gotta be Pete. I don't care. It's gotta be Pete. Okay, so poor Rick is cradling Shane, like, no, Shane, my brother Shane. Yes, I know Laurie was banging you too, but, you know, that was the agreement. Yeah, maybe Laurie, like, made Rick. Maybe Rick told Shane to bang Laurie just so Laurie would hit Rick less. Maybe that was what happened. So it wasn't even cheating, okay? Rick approved of it. But Rick's holding poor Shane in his arms. My brother, my best friend. And he turns to Pete and he says, Pete, do it, kill her. And so Pete shoots and kills Laurie. Jesus Christ. Weird pivot, but why not? Why couldn't it be Laurie? I know I could have just made it Ed. That would have been simpler. But, yeah. Okay, cool. Very cool. Not cool at all, because that was terrible. Beating your partner is terrible. It's not cool at all. But cool in the sense that we've got to the end of Season 5. And now it's Season 6, and we've got to do a Chaos roll. Of course. We will have to do it. And there's no point adding any new characters. I think we've got enough at the moment. 1. Which is... double deaths? Double deaths? Why not? Oh, shit, yeah. And at the end of the season, Dwayne is like, Pete? Pete? Because, of course, Dwayne has joined. Add Jane to there. Jane? Dwayne, sorry. Dwayne. Now, who gets to be main character now? Now, Eugene, I feel like by default probably should be a main character just because he, of course, is the last of the Cure team, and I feel kind of bad keeping as a minor. But I feel like Oscar deserves it too. He's been around for a while now. So we've got 11 main characters. It's quite a lot, but it is what it is. Double deaths for this season. Or the Eastman role. I guess in this universe instead, Dwayne would have been the cleared mode. He would have found Eastman, but Eastman dead. So Eastman dead. Eastman dead. That keeps things simple. So Eastman, sorry, you died in the flashback. Dwayne's joined the group. Sorry, just adding these guys to this list. Takes time, tedious, I apologise. But once we're done, it's done. Done. Cool. We don't need to add Denise and Heath because... Ooh, they, of course, are added. Nicholas's death. So, who panics? Screws up whilst we're trying to divert the herd away. Now, the whole diverting the herd, I don't think that would be a Pete thing. I think that would be more like an Aaron, Deanna thing. And I feel like Pete would be like, yes, I approve. Because you got to think, Rick at this point maybe feels pretty sad, like, and he feels like less, he feels like less of a man. He's lost his best friend. His wife, of course, was beating him. So there is that kind of inherent shame that he has. So I think he probably would relinquish a little bit of leadership, but, keeps he's still leading a little bit. So Gabriel, which I think works quite well, actually. Gabriel getting the Nicholas death isn't a bad shout. And then who gets the Deanna death? Who gets bitten, sadly dies whilst they get into the house, and then heroically starts shooting at the walkers in a brave moment? Carol! Okay, so I guess Carol probably... I don't know. I guess in this universe she would just be like... I guess Ed's not beating up Carol here. We can't have an epidemic of spousal abuse. So we'll say that Ed and Carol are actually... Ed can just be like a lazy, like, fucking bum. That can still happen, but maybe he's not going as far to, like, abuse his family. But Carol's just a nice lady, and she gets bitten, sadly. And it's just kind of tragic all around, really, because she was just a nice lady. So Carol, of course, gets the Deanna death there. And then who gets the Sam death? Now, I've got to think as well, who is Pete banging? Oh. Okay, listen. This is too perfect. Okay, what I'm thinking here is because that was Morales, right? I'm thinking Morales might be the Ron. Okay, Morales is the Ron death. Sam is the Miranda death because she panics, and Louis, who's a bit more, he's a bit more capable, but still a child. I think he panics seeing his mother being, eaten, and he kind of screams out in pain. He screams out in horror because you got to think Louis as well got poor. Who was it killed? I forget. Rosita killed. Okay, yeah. Okay, so maybe it's like Jimmy instead of like it being like Pete and Sam. Like it would be Rick and Carl. Maybe it's actually in this universe Jimmy and Enid, and they've kind of not befriended as such, but Jimmy's trying to reform Louis, right? Like Glenn tries to reform Nicholas, and in the process he's kind of befriended Miranda and Morales, but Morales like kind of just inherently doesn't trust these newbies. He's like skeptical, and that's kind of what we see in season 5. And then that boils over into season 6 when they try to like get travel through the herd, and Miranda panics, gets eaten. Louis kind of reverts to the child he is, seeing his mother being munched on in front of him, and he kind of screams out in pain, and that just leaves Morales, and he points his gun at Jimmy and Enid. And do you know what? Screw it. I know Enid's like what? Enid's like 15. Maybe 14, 15 in season, whatever it is, season 6, right? And Jimmy's 17. Let's just say Enid's 16, so it's a 16 and 17-year-old. Maybe 16. Let's make them a couple. Why not? I know Carl's around, but... Carl is around, but I feel like these two would be closer, right? Because they've known each other for a long time. And I think they're close enough in age, fuck it. 15 and 17, I don't know. Nah, it's not too yikesy. It's not too yikesy at all. But we can say that she's older. She's 16. Carl's maybe too young for her, actually. Yeah, so Morales then shoots at both of these. And we'll say heads Enid, tails Jimmy, who loses the eye. Tails Jimmy. Heads Enid, tails Jimmy. So tails Jimmy. So Morales then gets stabbed and killed by... who can we say? Trey Baker. Why not? Trey Baker stabs and kills Morales. And Enid... Well, no, that was Jimmy, wasn't it? Jimmy loses an eye. That's what we'll say. One eye. One eye for Jimmy. Okay. That works out. Does Owen reform earlier? I know he kind of reforms anyway, but... He does! Maybe that's what Pete was doing then. Maybe Pete had found Owen the Alpha Wolf. Deanna defended the community, but I think Deanna's different to Carol. I think she'd probably she does probably believe in rule and law and all that kind of stuff. So maybe she actually keeps the wolf hostage, and Pete begins to treat his wounds, etc., etc., and eventually, he reforms. So he reforms. Cool. So add Jesus and Dr. Kasunian. Done. And I'd say that Aaron probably was the one who met Dwight. I feel like that works. Who gets the Denise death, though? So obviously, Aaron, he met Dwight in the woods. He heads out with... Maybe it's him and Noah. Who knows? Him and Noah, perhaps. Him and Daryl, perhaps. Yeah, why not? Him and Daryl. Oh, he's already dead. I need to remove them. Miranda as well. That helped out. So yeah, we'll say Aaron and Daryl, they're out scavenging. And they're joined with... Patrick! Poor little Patrick. Patrick's like, I am a capable survivor after all, actually. And you both guys... You guys should just fuck already. Patrick's like, listen guys, the fans ship Daryl and Aaron. Everyone always thought Daryl was gay. Until he randomly was no longer asexual. And Aaron and Daryl are looking at each other like, what? No, I'm not into him. He's not into me. And then Patrick, poor little Patrick, he's just trying to ship the gays, and he gets shot in the head with an arrow. Poor Patrick, he's on the floor. And actually, speaking of shipping the gays, listen, I'm going to say Pete, in this alternative fucked universe, no, not fucked universe, beautiful universe, Rick and Pete? Why not? Okay? Listen, I killed off Eric, and that wasn't right. So to make up for it, I think, yeah, why not? Pete and Rick. Pete saved Rick from his abusive wife. Rick's very sad that he lost his best friend. And Pete and Rick, they snog in the garage, okay? They make out. What can I say? And so we've got a beautiful dysfunctional family. We've got Pete with his son Sam. And I guess his kind of surrogate daughter Enid, who's now dating this farm boy Jimmy. And then, of course, Rick has his son Carl and his daughter, who's not actually his daughter, Judith. This is a beautiful, progressive family. What can you say is wrong with this family? Apart from these underlying trauma, the underlying trauma that they all have. Anyway, which two characters go to the kingdom? Listen, it's close to Sasha. I like it being Sasha and Tyrese. I'm going with that. Sasha and Tyrese. I think that kind of works. Abraham's death. Who gets the... I guess Dwayne hasn't been doing much. Maybe Dwayne was like... Maybe Dwayne actually wanted... He didn't believe in Eastman's bullshit. So he was like... To Deanne, he was like, no, we got to kill the wolves. Maybe he just didn't believe in Eastman's... All life is precious. But anyway, who is the Abraham death? Oh, unfortunately, he's been saved because he's at the kingdom. So we'll have to re-roll for that one. Who is our Abraham death? Give it to us. For fuck's sake. It's dead center in the middle as well. So what? One more time. Who gets the Abraham death? Oh, you know what? I've vetoed her so many times. I love the journey that Enid's gone on here. But fuck me. This is a perfect death. I can't lie. I just can't lie. It's a perfect death. It's impactful for poor Pete, because this obviously was his son's girlfriend and, kind of his surrogate daughter. It's impactful for Jimmy, because I said obviously her and Jimmy were a couple. It's impactful for everyone really, because she's been around for a while. So I think it's just too perfect. We've got to go with it. We've got to allow it. We've got to do it. Enid, unfortunately, meets her end by the hands of Negan, and maybe also Carl had a crush on her and stuff as well, and she was friends with Carl and all still too. So that could still work. So Enid is our Abraham death. She kind of feels more like a Glenn, so maybe we'll see. Who gets the Glenn death? Eugene? Yeah, okay, so I feel like Enid has to be the Glenn death, because that's the most tragic one. But Eugene would have kind of completed his arc this season, you're a survivor. Obviously, you couldn't have that with Abraham, but, the whole, you're a survivor, I generally think, if Eugene was the character who died at the end of season 6, or the start of season 7, he was the minor one, he was the Abraham death, and then Glenn died. I think that would be a complete arc for Eugene, right? That would be, because he did complete his arc. One of the reasons I don't like, I'm always so perplexed at where they took Eugene's character, and I'm not the biggest fan of Eugene's character post season 6. I love Eugene all the way to season 7, and actually, you know what? I don't mind him in season 7 either. I think he's okay. I think it makes sense for him to revert a little bit. But they have this cool character arc with Eugene in season 6, where he finally becomes he grows some balls. He becomes a survivor. That's his arc. He becomes the survivor. He becomes capable and tough, and he kind of reimagines his skill set, if that makes sense. And then in season 7, they basically revert that, but it makes sense a little bit, right? Because he's not just going to become a brave man in one day, and the measures that he's up against. But then in season 8, and you think, oh, he is reformed because he gives Sasha the pill, right? But then in season 8, he's just a villain again. He's just betraying the group again. And at the very end of season, it takes the entire fucking season for Eugene to finally basically repeat the same character arc he had in season 7. So I just always hate Eugene's character in season 7 and 8, but especially 8. But yeah, he has his moment here, and he gets the Abraham death. And then on top of that, Enid's like the tragic one, right? That's the one that really gets us on the heartstrings. Add a random character. I think I'm just gonna keep chugging along. I don't think we'll do it either a chaos roll or anything like that. I think we'll just keep chugging along. Who is getting kidnapped and tortured though? Is what I want to know. Oh, perfect. It's gotta be. I said Aaron was the one who met Dwight, so that makes sense. Aaron has to see the pictures of Enid Sebastian's little skull. And which two people head to Hilltop? So thinking about it, if Tyrese and Sasha are at... actually thinking about it, Rick... If Pete and Rick are banging now, Rick's got to be a main character. So we got to upgrade Rick. I feel like we've got to upgrade Daryl as well. Because Daryl and Aaron, they're a couple now as well. That's right, there's a lot of gay going on. Merle doesn't really approve of it though, okay? So he's being a bit of a bigot. But we'll say that the people who go to Hilltop probably... Well, Jimmy's going to be distraught. He's got one eye. I think he'd probably be friends with Dwayne. I could see that. So we'll say Jimmy and Dwayne. Why not? Just like two bros. You know? Two bros heading to Hilltop. Who goes to Oceanside? Oh, God. I guess this is well, yeah. Which minor character gets to become a main character now? Well, Glenn can be the Heath. So Glenn is the guy. Glenn is going missing and dying off screen. R.I.P. Glenn. Sorry about that. You're getting the Heath treatment. Or not dies off screen. Maybe we can see it. He sacrifices himself. And the person who can be the person who goes to Oceanside, like the person who leads the Oceanside group, like Artara, it has to be a character that we've had around for a bit. Oh, come on, Trey. When did Trey join? Didn't he join in the break? I suppose Trey Baker has been around for a fucking while. What a stupid name. What a dumb name. I hate his bloody name. But Trey Baker, well listen, Trey Baker, you can become a main character, I guess. Why not? Trey Baker. So Trey goes to Oceanside with Glenn. But Glenn dies. Off screen. No, not off screen. He gets the Heath treatment. I guess technically, if you want to think that Glenn's alive, he got traded to the CRM, but in my universe, we're just killing him off. We're not having no characters go to spin-offs. We're not having no characters just disappear. Boring shit. We want to know their fates. So, that's what's happening. And we've got Spencer's death. That's one of these characters. So, who is a little snaky snake trying to get Negan to give them power? And Negan sees right through. It's Jackie! How could you betray us like that, Jackie? Jackie is saying that Jackie's not an ally in this universe. She's like, listen, Negan, Alexandria, it's run by a bunch of gays, okay? You got Rick, you got Pete, you got Aaron, you got Daryl, okay? Even Deanna, I don't know, something about her as well, the look she's been giving me. And Negan is like, listen, none of that homophobia in here, Jackie. And stabs and kills her. R.I.P. Jackie. Now we've got the Olivia death because someone made a bullet. Wouldn't have been Eugene. Don't know who it would have been. Maybe it was Jim. Jim made the bullet. Why not? Well, actually, who else could make the bullet? We got a Jim and we got a Jimmy thinking about it, which is kind of annoying. Hey! Maybe it was Trey Baker. Maybe it was Dwayne. Maybe Dwayne, maybe Eastman, instead of being a cheesemaker, was a bullet maker. And so Dwayne learned that from Eastman. But then, actually thinking about it, a rat kills somebody. And she kills poor Owen. Oh, no. Poor Alpha Wolf Owen is taken out. Oh, that's sad. Who could make the bullet, though? I'm trying to think. Because Dwayne can't be Dwayne. Because Dwayne and Jimmy went to Hilltop. Of course, Sasha and Tyrese went to Kingdom. So who's been making bullets? Oscar? Ah, fuck it. In this universe, Oscar went to prison for illegally making bullets. I don't know. Yeah, so Oscar will be the person getting kidnapped by Negan. He'll be our Eugene. He betrays the group. Oscar, big traitor. Anyway, just the person... Listen, Fat Joey's dying. I don't care. I don't care. Alright, we gotta add Kingdomers. Oceanside people, Cindy, Beatrice, Rachel. So that's done. Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to do that. Done. Sasha's death. So who is getting the Sasha death? The big tragic. In the coffin, Oscar makes a little pill for them. Oscar just learned a lot of things in prison. No, Trey, not Trey Bacon. Oh, it's too funny. Trey Baker, everyone. Poor Trey Baker. R.I.P. Hold on to the world as it spins around. So, yeah, he takes the pill, and poor Trey Baker comes out as a zombie, attacks Negan. Holy goddamn! Yeah, brutal. Holy goddamn. Now, listen. We're on to season 8. We're doing Chaos Roll. We're doing a big Chaos Roll. Ooh, any injuries result in deaths? Now, do we have any injuries in season 8? I don't think we do. We don't. I'm going to reroll. There was no injuries in season 8. Double deaths? Did I do double deaths last time? I didn't even do double deaths. I completely forgot. I'm an idiot. You probably screamed at me in the comments. I apologise. I just realised. Listen. Well, for punishment, it's triple deaths. It's triple deaths time. That's the punishment, guys. That's the punishment. What can I do? This is not applicable. It's triple death. So Eric death. I'm gonna ruin this rewrite, but I've got to punish myself for forgetting. So not only does Eric die, we're losing Sophia. Oh, Sophia dies. Every death is triple. Every death is triple. Sophia, Amy. I mean, these are non-characters at this point, so who cares? We lose Sophia, Amy. Think of these as like Francine and all that. Fuck it. They're just background dudes. And Jim. So, Eric's death goes to 3 characters. Sophia, Amy, and Jim. So we lose Jim. Oh, this is season 8. We lose Sophia. Poor Ed is going to be very sad. And we lose Amy. Poor Andrea is going to be very sad. So there we are. Now, Shiva's death. We've got to lose 3. Because I fucked up. So how many people? Oh, it's Ezekiel. Ezekiel's dying. Okay. So instead of Shiva sacrificing herself for Ezekiel, Ezekiel sacrifices himself for Shiva, perhaps. And the dog. The dog's like, no, not that beautiful tiger. So T-Dog sacrifices himself for Shiva, as does Ezekiel. Oh, please. Oh, it would have been too perfect if it was Jerry. As does Beatrice. Very random. She's kind of showed up for the battle. She's like, let me help. I don't believe in... Maybe she actually... She came to like follow and find... Who showed up to the... Trey Baker, yeah, because it would have been Trey Baker. She was coming to look for Trey. As she found this beautiful tiger. She's like, what happened to Trey? I want to fucking find that guy and kill that guy. And like, Trey sacrificed himself for a noble cause. Yeah, Ezekiel's like, listen, Trey sacrifices himself for a noble cause. He fought the saviors, and now my beautiful Bengal tiger is being eaten by walkers. And Beatrice is like, that will not stand. Did we turn a bit cartoony here? Yeah, we did, but fuck it. We lost Ezekiel, we lost Beatrice, we lost the dog. But listen, triple death. I have to punish myself. Who shot Grandma? Actually, this would have been a minor character. It was Henry. Very good. Henry showed up with, I don't know, who else? Jerry. Henry and Jerry showed up to recruit the Oceanside people after Beatrice died to talk about her noble sacrifice and how she sacrificed herself for a beautiful tiger. And then Henry ends up shooting Grandma. What happens? I can't help it. Anyway, I did roll for a main character, so let's see who that is. It works. So Jimmy gets bitten. But on top of that, oh no, it's not over, guys. It's not over. It's not over. Dwayne is also bitten. Oh. But on top of that, it's going to be a brutal day for Pete. I veto that. I veto. But on top of that, what's Oscar as well? Okay. So what we'll say is Oscar is discovered as like a mole, because obviously he's been like, he's not the Eugene. He's not gone full savior. He's infiltrated, and he's been like doing stuff to help the group. Like he tried to sabotage the saviors. So Oscar is killed by Negan, right, in the mid-season finale. So that's crazy enough. A season 3 character killed like that. But then we find out that both Jimmy and Dwayne were bitten, and they both, in their final moments, give some words to wisdom to Pete. He said to say, "Spare poor Negan. Yes, he killed your surrogate daughter Enid. And that was, of course, my girlfriend," says Jimmy. Jimmy's like, "Listen, all life is precious. Dwayne taught me this." Dwayne says, "Yeah, that Eastman guy, he was right. All life is precious. Spare him." Yes, we've just lost 3 characters like that. I'm sorry. I have to punish myself, though. Does Gavin reform? No. I've decided. He's not. Instead, someone's killing him. I'm liking the tragedy of this rewrite as all, and I feel like having some glimmer of hope. Dwight, okay, yeah, cool. Dwight just sort of turns early, and he's the one to take out what's his face, Gavin. That's done. So who dies trying to rescue Dr. Carson from the sanctuary? There we go. It's just how it happens in the normal universe. It goes to Carson himself. So he obviously tries to grab the gun. We'll say that, I don't know. We'll say Aaron. Yeah, fuck it. Aaron is with him. Aaron's with Carson. He saves Carson, and then Carson dies. Shot and killed by accident, kind of, because he grabs the savior gun. And he's shot and killed. Sorry, very sad. Poor Dr. Carson. Who gets the Tobin death? So who is stabbed with a tainted weapon, and then turns, wreaks havoc on the Barrington house? No, not goated, as they call him. I don't understand why people call him Goated. Like, he's a wife abuser, guys. Okay, let's not go crazy. Well, this kind of works, you know. He's like a character who's been, like I said with Carol, like she's just some nice lady. Sophia dying in the battle bravely. You know, Ed's kind of lost everything, but maybe he's still kind of hopeful. He's still a hopeful, cheery guy. He believes in the mission. He believes in Pete. He believes in this group, and then he gets stabbed with a tainted weapon. So it is pretty sad that Ed dies in this universe, at least. Who kills Jared? I've been thinking about it. The two guys who went to the kingdom... Well, actually, no, that was Tyrese and Sasha, wasn't it? I mean, Aaron, it being Aaron is very random, but listen, Aaron just wants to kill some saviors. Leave him be. So yeah, Aaron is the one who holds Jared by his long, putrid hair and lets him get devoured. And yeah, we'll do this role. So does Laura stay evil? Oh, Laura is evil. Is DJ evil? Oh, DJ is evil. God, we're gonna have no one. Is Frankie evil? Heads, yes. Tails, no. No. So Tails not... Frankie's not evil. And then Dwight. Does Dwight find Sherry dead? Heads, she's alive. Tails, she's dead. She's alive. Sherry alive. So, what we'll do is we add Negan... Oh, God. We add Negan to the main one. And then we add... I just fucking did it again, didn't I? It's not just Tobin who dies, guys. I'm sorry. It's not just Ed who dies. It's not just Dr. Carson who dies either. Who else is killed during the mission to save Dr. Carson? Not Shiva. A bunch of people died for Shiva, so I can't have Shiva die. I refuse to have it happen. Going back. Oh, for fuck's sake. Fine! Shiva's dead. Shiva dies as well. Shiva can die at the Battle of the Hilltop. She can be a casualty along with Ed. And then who also dies saving Dr. Carson? Obviously, the mission completely fails. Aaron brings a crew to save Dr. Carson, including Dale. And Dale is shot and killed by saviors. Fuck it. Along with Rachel, who I guess joins the fight early, along with all the rest of Oceanside. So, the people dying with Dr. Carson, sorry to go back on this, is of course Dale. He dies along with Dr. Carson, obviously during the mission to try and save Dr. Carson. And Rachel, who just randomly shows up to try and help. You know, she's like that annoying little kid, so maybe she's trying to like prove herself. And then, of course, in the Battle of the Hilltop, Ed's killed, along with Shiva. The Saviors just pounce with their tated weapons and just stab Shiva to death or some shit. And on top of that, yes, that's right, on top of that, I'm sorry, guys, we also lose Dwight. Oh, in the Battle of the Hilltop. Okay, no, I like that. Dwight like makes his final stand. Maybe he sacrifices himself to like, you know, he turns on the Saviors during the battle, and you know gets himself killed. I think that could work. Anyway, so Laura is staying evil, as is DJ, and Shiva. Sherry is alive, so we can add. We added Negan already, but we can add Sherry, and we can add Frankie, but. Laura and DJ are dying. So who kills Laura? Aaron. Okay. Who kills DJ? We'll have that be a minor one. Sadiq. Sadiq kills DJ. Okay. And that's done. Who kills Simon? Who takes out Simon? Tyrese. Okay. So Tyrese, I guess, on behalf of the kingdom, perhaps, because the kingdom has been absolutely ravaged. They've lost everyone. I guess Jerry's the king now. I mean, yeah, he has to be. Of course, Tyrese goes in there, and he, with his hammer, probably, just beats the shit out of Simon. I'd pay to see that. This group has been devastated. I mean, the people from Atlanta is Deanna, Pete, and Sam. We've got our beautiful gay lovers of Pete and Rick. We've got Aaron and Daryl, beautiful gay lovers too. Okay. Oh no, Aaron's an original Atlanta member as well. Forgetting about that. Deanna, of course, is there. Oh, fuck, we did lose Dwayne, Jimmy, and Oscar. That was devastating losing those three. And it doesn't get better. Now with this whole one extra death, I'm not going to count the triple death rule for that. But we will have it anyway. Who's our finale death? Oh, it's Tyrese. It's Tyrese. Yeah, okay. Okay, so he's killed Simon. So I think he kills Simon. And I think he dies. Like, so he's obviously going to take out Negan, right? But he ends up only taking out Simon. And then he gets probably shot and killed by the Saviors. But maybe he sets a bomb, blows up a bunch of Saviors. A significant blow to the Saviors' army. And that, of course, means in the final battle, Pete and the rest of the group are able to outmaneuver Negan. And we'll just say Pete defeats Negan. You know, as a group, they defeat Negan. And using the wise words of Jimmy, Dwayne, and... yeah, Jimmy and Dwayne mainly. He decides to spare Negan and put him in a cell. Add a random character. Yeah, I think we probably should add some characters now. Chapter 3 of Here's Negan. Well, we're not doing that. Cole. In Dead City. He's a member of the Barazzi. Okay, so we've got Cole added. And we'll add an extra one as well. Stan. From Overkill. We've got Cole and Stan. Cole. Oh, I can't bloody find them now. Cole and Stan. There we are. Very nice. So what we'll do Cole, Stan. Right, they've been added. Cole and Stan. Who hangs Gregory? So, thinking about it. So, our hilltop was Jimmy and Dwayne. And both of them are dead. So, our hilltop leader... I mean, I don't even know. maybe Daryl and Aaron? Yeah, Daryl and Aaron probably went to take that over. Sasha would be at the Kingdom, I feel. So, I might veto this, actually. And say... it just goes to Aaron. Why not? Now, in terms of main characters, we gotta do that. Now, Carl, I feel like at this point he's part of the dysfunctional family, so we'll let Carl be there. Jerry has to be the king of the kingdom, so yeah, Jerry can be a main character. Who else we got? Merle. I feel like Merle. And Daryl, you know, Merle being a part of this dynamic, because obviously Aaron and Daryl are a couple, and Merle's very far right. So I feel like he would have some more to say. Plus, we got Jesus in the mix there. Maybe Jesus comes on to Merle, and that makes Merle very uncomfortable. Anyway, who's losing an arm? Oh, that worked! I like that. Sam. Damn. Pete's son, Sam, losing an arm. One arm, Sam. Pretty brutal. You know, instead of getting the one eye, he's getting one arm. I like it. Who kills a rat? Savior a rat? Oh yeah, I needed to add that obviously Laura died. DJ was killed as well. Where's DJ? Yeah. And we lost Dwight, of course, too. Wait, am I missing anyone? Dwight, Shiva. Yeah, I got Shiva. I got Ed, yeah. Cool. So who's killing a rat? It's actually normally a minor character, but it being Deanna, maybe Deanna held I know I said before Deanna probably still believes in rule of law or something. But maybe she, like, it's more like a vote. I don't know. Yeah, because Deanna wanted to reform Owen, but maybe she's like, oh, well, Owen's, like, was mentally ill. But, like, with a rat, she's like, well, a rat's not. A rat's, like, we got to have a vote. And the vote said to kill her, so we're killing her. And maybe Pete's, like, not happy about that. Anyway, who's going to be getting the main character death/exit? Well, it's gonna be a death in this universe. Okay, wait. This is too good. This is actually really good. Now, this whole time, right, Merle probably wanted to just kill the saviors. He's like, why don't we just kill them all, baby brother? Plus, he does not approve of Daryl's choice of relationship. So he doesn't like the fact that the saviors have been, like, welcomed into this, like, kind of coalition. He hates, like, the relationship. He's just seeing a bunch of gay guys controlling all the communities, and Sasha. It's gay guy, black lady. Okay, he's not liking it, and plus Oceanside Cindy, another black lady. So he's just like, this is Merle's world of hell. Okay, his brother's gay, and everyone who's it's people he hates, and he has a fight with Daryl, and they get split up, and Merle gets injured. But in this final moment, he sees the bridge stand. The fact that all these people came together, despite all their differences, despite that Merle doesn't understand. And he sees the bridge still stands. And in that beautiful moment, Merle realizes, I was wrong. I was wrong to hold these beliefs. And he looks down to see his baby brother, who's desperately firing the crossbow. And he says, baby brother! You were right. This was the right world to build. And he... Sorry, this is very dramatic. He holds the gun. He aims it at the dynamite. And he blows up. And I think that is the best Merle death we've had so far. I like it. Part of me wanted Merle to survive to the end. But, I don't know. I like that. We won't do a Maggie exit. Who kills Jocelyn after we have the time skip? Negan? Oh, okay. I guess Negan runs after Judith gets kidnapped. Judith and maybe I don't know, maybe not Sam, but maybe Carl gets kidnapped. Carl's like a bit of a wuss in this universe. Negan's the guy who, like, runs after them. He gets out of his cell just to save the kids because he cares about the kids in this universe, guys. Yes, did he beat the 16-year-old girl with the one eye? Oh no, she didn't have one eye. The 16-year-old girl, did he beat her head in? Yes, he did. But he still cares about kids, guys. He likes kids. Do you not know Negan kills kids? I mean, he doesn't kill kids. He loves kids. He would never hurt a kid. Ignore that. I was trying to add these guys. Okay, so we've got all these new characters here. Very cool. Who kills Jed? Rick. Oh, I like this. They steal Rick's wedding ring. And Carl's like, Dad, you gotta make it right. And Rick's like, no, son. But then secretly Rick burns all of the saviors. Which is good, because that's kind of Carl, right? Abuse victim, becomes this badass. Rick, in this universe, abuse victim, who becomes a badass and burns all the saviors. It's like poetry. It rhymes. Anyway, we gotta have the Jesus death. Who is getting the Jesus death? Oh, no. Okay. Listen. We'll do it. We'll do it. Aaron, poor Daryl, already lost his brother, and now he's going to lose the love of his life, his husband, his new husband, because Aaron is getting stabbed. You are where you do not belong. Very sad. Poor Aaron. R.I.P. Now, I think in this universe, Lydia and Carl can be a thing, okay? Because we're going to age Carl down, and we'll age Lydia down a little as well. Well, or Lydia, maybe age Lydia up. I don't know. Maybe they're both like 18. We'll see. Carl and Lydia both 18, and I think instead of Henry because Henry's running the kingdom with Jerry, anyway, so he's busy. Instead, we're gonna have Carl and Lydia, like in the comics. Plus, so then you have like the whole thing with Pete. Plus with Carl, with Rick. So that's what we'll do. We'll have Carl and Lydia relationship. And then we have Ozzy and Alec added. And Sam is like trying to teach Carl the way, which is quite funny. To be quite, to be different in this universe. To be different. Anyway, the highwaymen come up, the fair. Jerry's hosting the fair. To remember King Ezekiel and Shiva. He has statues of both of them. And then of course we have the stuff with the Whisperers, and then we have the Pikes. Okay, so we roll 2 and we take the highest, so 16. So that means we are having 16 deaths. Now, what we'll do is we'll always have two major characters, because inevitably we'll probably have a few biggish ones anyway from the minor characters, like minor characters who have been around for a while. So yeah, let's go for it. So we'll do the minor characters first. Imagine the Bear McCreary music. Okay, so straight off the bat, we got Henry, who I'd say isn't a major character, but like I said, he was running the kingdom with Jerry. They tried to revamp it. So having Henry is pretty big. So that's one there. Same as the show. Now, I know I've done this in the past, but I'm just going to veto Lydia from the Pikes, because it makes zero sense for Alpha's character, because that's like her entire motivation in season 10. But Sherry could work. Sherry, again, another fairly big character. I feel like she would be like the 13 there. Probably the leader of the Saviors at this point. So we've got like the co-leader of the kingdom dead. The leader of the Saviors dead. We got Yumiko dead. Wow. I've also added RJ, and to be honest, I'm just not doing any children. Jocelyn, you're dead, by the way. As are you, Jed. As are you, Gregory. You got hung. Where's Jed? I saw you, Jed. You can't escape from me. Hang on a minute. So we've got Henry dead. As is Sherry. As is Yumiko. Sherry. Where's Sherry? I just saw her. There she is. Natanya, you died ages ago as well. All these characters trying to escape. Yeah, sorry. So there's no RJ in this universe. RJ, we'll just say they used Plan B, so there is no RJ. Okay, next one in our Pike deaths. Marco? Yeah, okay. Hilltopper, random Hilltopper. So not too big of a character. Probably put him on the 6 mark there, Alec goes right down on the 1, because he's like the least big character there is. So we've lost Alec. And Marco. Next character. Gage. No one really cares about Gage, just an annoying teenager. So he probably goes there. Where are you, Gage? Step right up. No. I'm vetoing Judith. Well, actually... No. Do you know what? Because she would be like, what? How old would Judith be here? She would be like 11. I think it could work. I'm going to do it. Judith. Yeah. She's going to be like the big tragic. She will be our Henry. But I think in reverse, I'm not going to do another major character. We'll only do one. That's what we'll do. I think Judith, it being Judith, would be pretty crazy. Because especially if it's Pete and Rick, and Rick has to see his poor daughter there. Plus Carl, because Carl and Lydia, right? That, I think, is too perfect. It being Judith. Now that sounds really sadistic, but yeah. I think Judith would be the perfect character to be that big death that brings everyone together. Like Henry was attempting to be, but I don't think really, like, I just didn't care. Well, I liked Henry's character and I liked where they were going with it, but it felt too early to kill him off. Then we also lose Earl. Earl's probably somewhere down here as well. Like, you know. He's the guy who's been training, I guess Carl, right? Training Carl in blacksmithing. So, that's still a big one for Carl as well. You know, the guy who's been training him. Like a mentor figure. No, not Cole! We also lose Cole. I mean, Cole's technically been around for a little bit. I mean, he was at the start of the season, so he's barely anyone either. He would have just been a rando. But we'll put him down there. Addie. R.I.P. Keely Mac, but we lose Addie as well. But no offense, Addie was not really a big character, so I'll put her on the 4. Who else are we losing? We already lost Judith. I thought we already lost Judith. I must have not removed her. But the wheel just reinforced it. They're beheading Dog! Not Dog! Okay, so we've lost Dog. R.I.P. Dog. Oh, what the hell's Dog? Can't find Dog. Okay, we're not doing Lydia, that's silly. It always lands on Lydia as well, it's so weird. It's like weird RNG. It's like, yes, we want... Oh, Frankie, an OG Pike victim. Goes to Frankie. This is brutal. I kind of wanted to land on Cindy, you know, like low-key. Stan? Who the fuck's Stan? Who is Stan? Oh, yeah, it was that guy. I generally fucking forgot who the fuck Stan was. It is that guy. I thought his name was different. Stan! Oh no, we lost Stan. Oh yeah, Stan Overkill. Oh no, Stan! Oh, he's a big character. Who else? Why does it want to kill Lydia so bad? Wait. It's close to Cindy? Cindy? Yeah, that's Cindy. Oh no, they killed the leader of Oceanside? Not Cindy. Oh, Cindy died, everyone. Very sad. And one more minor character. Kelly. Ooh. 2 of Magnus Group. Okay. Okay. So we've lost Kelly, Cindy, Kelly, and what was the other one? It was oh my god, I've already forgot. Alex, Stan, Dog, Addie, Gage, Marco, Earl, Cole, Frankie, that was it. Did I add Frankie? No, I added Frankie. Kelly, Henry. How many have we got? Let me just double check. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so Judith is the big one. And then on top of that, which other main character is beheaded by Alpha? I kind of like that. Why not? So Negan, he gets out of his... Maybe actually Negan was reformed because he killed Jocelyn, right? Maybe Negan was reformed sooner, actually. And so, yeah. He was let out of his cell earlier. He proved himself like worthy to be a member of the group, and then Alpha beheads him. So that's how it happens. Now I'm like late. I need to go to bed soon, so I'm so sorry, but no chaos roll, no extra characters. We'll add Jules, but there's no point adding Coco because there was Plan B, so there is no Coco in this universe. I'm sorry. I have to kind of. I need to sleep, so I'm just gonna have to. When I blaze through this, there is no Negan getting out. Brandon can just be killed by the Whisperers, so Brandon just tries to defect to the Whisperers, I guess, and then gets stabbed and killed for it. So R.I.P. Brandon. Let me just add these guys. R.I.P. Brandon. Siddiq's death. So, who gets duped? This person would have also got kidnapped during the whole beheadings. And then Dante. Oh, it's Alden. Okay. Dante discovers, or Alden discovers that Dante is a spy. And Alden is strangled and killed by by Dante. I kind of like that. It is kind of like the defector being killed by the last. I don't know. That to me kind of works. And then who kills Dante? Who avenges Alden? Carl? Yeah, I can see it. Carl kind of like stepping up, being more of a man now. He's got his Lydia. He's got Lydia with him. And yeah, he's the one who takes out Dante. You're feeling that rage because, of course, the Whisperers killed his sister. And he's sad about that. And Sam, think about this dynamic, right? Because you got Pete, who's kind of leading, right? He's been the leader of the group. But you got Rick, who's obviously gone on the more violent path. He's less on the whole rule and laws like Pete is. Because Pete and Deanna are like pretty close, right? They've survived for a long time together. And I think they probably both agree with this whole rule of law thing. Whereas Rick is going off the rocker. Sam is kind of following his father's footsteps, right? Sam, believes in what his dad believes in. But he also understands Rick's point of view. And maybe Pete and Rick's relationship are on the rocks at this point because of their different principles. And then you have Carl, who kind of takes what his dad... Well, I think he probably does take what his dad believes to the extreme. But then he also sympathizes with the other side because he's with Lydia. So there's that whole thing. I don't know, I think that kind of works. Jesus and Daryl are probably a couple now as well, by the way. Yeah, Daryl moved on fast. So be it. Sasha's ruling the kingdom, I guess, on her own. She's got no one else. Oh no, she got Jerry. Jerry and Sasha are a couple. Fuck it, why not? Who cares? Noah at this point as well. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad for poor Noah because I probably should have made him a main character sooner. So I'll make Nero a main character there. Anyway, we've got to add Gamma. So we talked about the dynamics there. And obviously Carl takes out Dante because he doesn't want there to be like a war between the community. So it's less so that they killed his sister. It's more like, well, fuck, if I just take Dante out, it just stops the arguing. Right? Laura's death. So who tries to defend Gamma in her cell and unfortunately gets body slammed against the cell doors. It goes to Siddiq. Oh no. And I guess as well, Pete would have been, training Siddiq because Siddiq was like, I think he was in med school, wasn't he? Or something? Maybe. I feel like that was true. Maybe I'm misremembering. Like he was a doctor, but maybe like a newly qualified doctor. But I guess Pete would be like training Siddiq. So Siddiq goes to check on Gamma to give her like, I don't know, fucking a medical checkup. And then he gets slammed against the cell doors by Beta. And then after the battle, we have the Battle of the Hilltop. After escaping, who gets the Gamma death? Gutted by Beta. It goes to Rodney. Oh, poor Rodney. The last of the freak teens. Taken out by Beta. Very tragic. And then who gets Earl's death? So this is the death where, of course, saves all the children, big hero, but then is bitten and is forced to slam their head against a pike. It goes to Andrea. Wow. R.I.P. Andrea. She's been alive for a while, to be fair. She's not really done much of note. When did Amy die? I think Amy died and I completely forgot. I forgot to mention Andrea's reaction, but there you go. That's what happens sometimes. So Andrea. R.I.P. Andrea. Saved the kids, though, so a big hero. And then we've also got an extra Battle of the Hilltop. And do you know what? I know we've already got like barely any characters left, but why not have it? Okay, during the battle, Ozzy. Yeah, I like that. Like Ozzy, big sacrifice. All the highwaymen like come together to fight the horde of walkers, and the horde of whisperers as they breach the hilltop's gates. And he's like, highwaymen with me, and they all like attack the walkers, and that gives all the characters the ability to escape. I like that. I think that kind of is a nice end to Ozzy and also the highwaymen. Which three characters head off to go to the hilltop? So thinking about this, Carl and Lydia, I think, need to be there for the end of this. I mean, to be fair, I guess at this point, right, Sam could make sense. Because he wants to do his own thing. Because he's his own man now, right? And maybe if he goes with Jerry. Because Jerry would have lost the kingdom at this point. And we'll just give them... You know, I feel like Rush. Rush. We'll give it to Rush, okay? Poor little Rush. He's got no head. I think this is time. It's the Rush Renaissance, guys. Because Rush is becoming a main character. He's heading to the hilltop too, and that's when they meet Princess. They have the... Not hilltop, Commonwealth. Maybe it's Rush who was on the radio. Rush was looking for love. He spoke to Max, okay? Who kills Alpha, though? Who kills Alpha? Who infiltrates the Whisperers? Pretends to faux join. It can't be Rush. Those are our three people. Give me a new one. Oh, I'll just give it to Jesus. Jesus infiltrates the... Maybe he brings, like, Daryl as, like, a prize. Like, listen, I caught this one. But don't kill him. You'll need him as a hostage. And then Alpha's like, ooh, very wise of you, Mr. Jesus. And she's like, ooh, and I like your long hair. Ooh, and I like the fact you call yourself Jesus. I call myself Alpha. You call yourself Jesus. I mean, that's, like, you know, we're both, like, got a little bit of ego there, and Jesus is like, oh, let me give you a little kiss. Let me give you a little kiss, Alpha. And then he goes, psych, you bald head, psych, Baldy, I'm gay, and he like slices her throat. That's what happens. That's how it goes down, guys. This is a very, this is the queerest rewrite, and I'm liking it. Anyway, main character death to account for the Michonne exit. And our cast is looking pretty fucking yikes at the moment. But I'm still going for it regardless. And it can't be Sam, because Sam is, of course, heading off to the Commonwealth. So that won't fly for us. Oh, but Deanna could... Oh, fuck it. Do you know what? Like a big leading all the walkers away, kind of leading them to the edge of the cliff and dying. I think that wouldn't be a nice way for Deanna to go. And plus she's lost so much. Fuck it. We'll do it live, okay? Yeah. We'll do Deanna's death like that. Why not? Then we've got the Beatrice death. Who gets the Beatrice death? Magna, stabbed by the Whisperers and then devoured by walkers. R.I.P. Magna. It's Luke and Connie left. Not the two you normally see, but poor Magna is gone. And then who takes out Beta? Oh, yes. One-legged Pete takes on Beta, and he finally rejects any rule of law after You know, Deanna tells him, I was wrong, Pete. You know, sometimes there are some people out there that you just gotta kill. You just gotta fucking put down. And so Pete's like, yes, Deanna, you're right. So as Deanna's leading the herd away, Pete, one-on-one, you know, Beta's beating up Jesus, beating up Rick. He's like really doing them in. And then Pete comes away and he goes like, he's like, don't you, maybe... The three gay men beat on Beta, and Pete puts the knife through his eye. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I don't know what's happening anymore. Who was banging Leah? Listen, there's not many characters. It was Sasha. It was Sasha. Okay, it was Sasha. This doesn't apply to us. Add a random character who's going to be a Meridian member. Guys, I need to get to bed soon. I really do. What the hell is that? It's a walker. He's the co-writer of Robot Chicken. No. Estelle. Estella? Estella? We've got Estella. She's joining from Meridian, along with Elijah, I guess. Cool. Random. Very random indeed. Road to Survival characters. We always love them. Okay. Okay. What's Estella? Gage's death. So, who... Oh, actually, at this point, Lydia... would be a main character. Oh, sorry, Estella, you're already dead. Very brutal. Lydia, main character for us, please. So, poor Estella gets trapped. Daryl, please help me, let me in. Daryl's like, sorry, I can't. And Estella's like, liar, Daryl, liar, pants on fire. And she's dead. Now we've got Cole's death. Yes, we're getting really brutal now. So we're of course, we'll say that Meridian's just another community that our group trade with. They've recently learned that Elijah and Estella show up and they say that, oh yeah, we were attacked whilst you were fighting the Whisperers. We were attacked by these people called the Reapers. So they go back to try and take back Meridian and obviously all the food. And then that's when Estella dies in the train. They decide to leave poor Estella to her fate. And then Gamma, even though she's like wanting to help because she feels partly responsible, she gets taken out in the woods by the Reapers who slit her throat. Yikes. And then we've got the Duncan death. Who's getting the Duncan death? So poor Connie gets a bunch of blades thrown into her. She gets shish kebabbed. And then she's left to die. Yes, this is fucking brutal. I know what's happening, guys. I know this is the most brutal thing imaginable. Because poor Tammy Rose, she gets surrounded by walkers in the woods, which actually I could kind of see happening. And she dies too. Actually, no, but Tammy was pretty capable against walkers. She saved her husband. And then we got the Frost death. So which character is getting captured and then tortured? It's going to Elijah, which, you know, that works out for me. So the only minor character left alive is Luke. Who is killing Pope, though? Who is taking out Pope? Now, it obviously can't be Carl or Rush or, Sam. Sam, Rush, or who else? Jerry. But it was Daryl anyway. Obviously, it was Sasha who was banging Leah, but Daryl takes out Pope, which I could see. And then who kills Brandon Carver? Obviously, we betray. Maybe Sasha infiltrates the group. Daryl sneaks in. He kills Pope. Didn't like his bald head. He wasn't a fan of baldies. And then, yeah, Jesus. The gay guys strike again. Daryl and Jesus just come in there and just decimate the Whisperers. Two gay lovers making a statement. Okay, I don't know. I'm sleep deprived. I'm sorry. Anyway, so it can't be Daryl, it can't be Jesus, and it can't be Sasha. So who's going to get the Alden death? It can be Noah. So Noah, yeah, sure. Noah got injured. He was left in the church, and they came back to see that Noah was no one was alive. Haha, good joke, right? Anyway, yeah. So Noah is unfortunately a goner. We also lost. Oh, hang on, I need to add all these dead characters. Oh, I never added Jules. I never added Jules. There we go. Luke's got a friend there, guys. Luke's got a friend. Herschel was never born. This is too funny. Okay, so we got Estella died. Gamma died. Connie died. Connie? Where's Connie? Connie died. Tammy Rose died. And Elijah died. He was tortured. Pope was died. Brandon Carver died. And now we've lost Noah as well. Okay, cool. So we're done with the Whisperers. Now we can add our favourite kingdom... Oh, favourite Commonwealth people. They've got some... Look, Luke and Jules have more friends. Luke has more friends. Marco's... Oh, Jesus Christ. So Leah comes to enact her revenge. Who does she shoot and kill? Which member does she shoot and kill? Who does she shoot and kill? It's Annie. Now, I probably should have said that Annie was just a member of Meridian, and that's what we're going to say. Annie was a member of Meridian. She didn't... And we're not doing the whole Riverbend. I don't know why they added another community in Season 11. It was so pointless. We'll say that she was a member of Meridian. Now, all the Meridian members are dead because she was shot and killed. So, R.I.P. Annie, shot by Leah. And then who kills Leah? Now, please let it be Sasha. Please let it be Sasha. It's Jerry. He just randomly comes to do the job. Well done, Jerry. Thank you for sorting her out. Leah is killed by Jerry. Maybe Leah is like about to kill Sasha, her old lover, and then Jerry saves the day. Now, who takes out little shit Sebastian? Sasha. Jerry sorted Sasha's problem. Sasha sorts Jerry's problem. There you go. And then who takes out Lat? So obviously after this, all the characters are put in concentration camps. Yes, that's a thing that happened. And which character wasn't in the concentration camp and takes out Lance? Jerry. I mean, Jerry's just doing a lot of shit this season. I guess Pete and Rick, they're all put in the camp. Along with Carl and Lydia and... Wait. Yeah, Lydia is here. Yeah. And Sam. But Jerry saves the day. Maybe it's Jerry and Sam, actually. I like that. Jerry and Sam, and Jerry's the one to put down Lance. And Sam's the one to like liberate everyone from the camps. Why not? And then who loses an arm? Fucking hell! Jerry's getting everything. What the hell? Why is this? This has become the Jerry show. Jerry, after having being so involved, then gets his arm removed. Loses his arm. Really weird RNG. And then who is shot and is injured? Now this has to be Carl. This has to be Carl. It is Carl. There we go. I mean, it would have been better if it's Sam, but I think it being Carl, you gotta think this Carl's arc has been this whole time is to adapt to being a survivor. He's got this brother Sam, brother Sam. He's got brother Sam. That's a Dexter character. He's got brother Sam who's been teaching him the way, because you got to think Carl's a wimp in this, or was a wimp in this universe. He's also obviously he was being abused by Laurie as well, and so he's kind of learned how to be a survivor through Sam, and obviously through Pete, and obviously through Rick. And so having him be shot instead of Sam, I think works quite well, because in a sense, Carl is the future, because Carl and Lydia are a couple. Obviously, Sam's not got a girlfriend at this point. He's been a single Pringle this whole time. But Carl is the future. Lydia's sad, Pete's sad, so they're all rushing to, get him to safety. And a final chaos roll, yeah, why not? Let's do it. I do need to go to bed, but let's do it. 5. Ally turns evil for every... Oh, do we really want to do that? Do we really want to do that? Does someone side with the Commonwealth? Fuck it. Who sides with the Commonwealth? Sides with Pamela Milton in killing the Paws. It's Max. Oh, Max turns on Rush. Because, of course, Rush was talking with her. And who takes out Max in the end? Which character takes out Max? Rick. Rick takes out Max. Poor Rush is crying. He lost his woman. Okay, yeah. So Max just turns on the group. In the end, she's like, "I side with the Commonwealth." Actually, yikes. Okay, so now we roll a d20. Sorry for coughing. Okay, so we rolled an 18, and listen, we only have 14 characters, so that means when the Walkers invade the Commonwealth, everyone puts up a great fight. Pamela Milton sacrifices the Paws. That turns out badly for her because a riot breaks out, and the estates could get breached by the Walkers as well. And in the end, everyone fights to the bitter end. Obviously, we want Carl to live. We're trying to get Carl to live. We were like, please, Carl, live. But this is what happens. Are you ready? Okay? So, when the initial herd attacks, Mercer finds out that Max is dead. And that kind of, like, spooks him up. And he goes to attack the Commonwealth army, and he's pretty much taken out by, like, the army, like, fights each other. Like, Mercer's section is, you know, Mercer section versus the Milton loyalists, right? Both of them take each other out, and Princess dies in the process too. Okay, and then Luke and Jules, they both get the same deaths. They're taken out. So yeah, well, so Mercer and Princess killed whilst during Trooper Civil War, right? And then Luke and Jules get the same death. They're just like killed at the start of the episode. Both of them are like devoured. But in this case, there is no like Luke doesn't get his leg chopped off. He just gets devoured. Okay. Instead, I'm gonna say that Sasha gets bitten, and Jerry and everyone else, they try to amputate Sasha, but she dies because obviously all the doctors are gone. So that's it for Sasha. We lose Sasha, right? R.I.P. Sasha. And then obviously Rush is very sad about Max because, you know, he's lost his woman. Obviously all the Walkers are attacking the hospital, and Rush, he goes out there. He sacrifices himself. He takes his life. Well, he distracts the Walkers and is eaten. Okay, but he gives everyone else a chance to escape. And obviously they're running with Carl because he's injured. You know, everyone's kind of together as a collective here. You're dead, mate. And so are you dead. And now Princess is dead. So we've lost Luke and Jules, obviously. Max was killed. Mercer and Princess are killed. We, of course, lose Jules and we lose Luke. And now we've also lost Sasha because she was bitten. Jerry puts her down. And we've also lost Rush. Poor Rush. Okay? Pretty crazy so far, right? Pretty crazy. It only gets crazier from here. Because now... I'll just continue this story because it's kind of interesting. So we've left the hospital. We're fighting for our lives. Now we want to try and get into the estates because that's where all the troopers are. Mercer's wing of troopers have been wiped out. We learned, the characters learn that that's happened. So they're trying to desperately sneak into the Commonwealth estates. And I think to get to a doctor, to save Carl's life. But also Jerry, because he's like bleeding out. Oh yeah, thinking about it, yeah, he lost his arm, so he's probably bleeding the fuck out right now. But maybe he cauterized. He's used the hot iron or whatever to cauterize the wound, but he still needs medical attention because he's got like a dreadful fever right now. I'm gonna say that Jesus and Daryl go to distract the troopers. So Jesus and Daryl, they start shooting at the troopers, and Jesus and Daryl are both killed. Well, actually, no. I think they go to help the riot people, right? And they are killed, but the citizens of the Commonwealth breach the gates of the estates, and they overwhelm the troopers. So noble sacrifice from both Daryl and Jesus. They die in each other's arms as they're bleeding out. They carefully. Like, Jesus is bleeding out, Daryl's been shot to shit, and Daryl slowly kisses Jesus, okay? It's a beautiful moment. They die in each other's arms as they bleed out, okay? The beautiful gay lover tale where they all die. Okay, so they're both gone now as well, but we've managed to get into the estates, okay? But that's when shit goes wrong, because the walkers breach the gates. The citizens are eaten, the rich, the poor, nevertheless. Poor Pamela Milton, she's panicking, and that's when she bursts into... Jerry, actually, I'll say this, yeah. Jerry is able to... Jerry goes down. Jerry goes down as they rush into a house. Jerry goes down as well, okay? So Jerry goes down as Pete and Fam get into a house. And then we have Pamela Milton. This turns out to be Pamela Milton's house. All of her troopers are killed. And so in a room, okay, just to make things a bit comedic, in a room we have these guys. Lydia, Carl, obviously Carl's injured, Pete, Rick, Sam, and Lydia. And Pamela Milton just happens to stumble in and she's like, I'm fucked up, the whole Commonwealth's dead. Like 80,000 civilians just fucking killed because of my stupidity. And listen, one of them's killing her. Lydia just sees poor Carl and she just fucking shoots her in the head. So we've now lost Pamela as well. She's dead, and that's when everyone's around. They realise the Commonwealth's gone, and the walkers break open into this room. And although Carl's obviously injured on the bed, they each take a side of the room. Like Pete takes a side, Rick takes a side, Sam takes a side, Lydia takes a side, all fighting for Carl. But it's obviously a fruitless effort. And Pete's overwhelmed and killed. Well, Rick's overwhelmed and killed first. Then poor Lydia, and then it's like Pete and Sam. They see each other, Pete can't bear to see Sam die first, so he kind of goes crazy. He's eaten by the walkers. Then Sam's killed, and then poor Carl in the middle. Even though desperately needing medical attention, he's been shot. He's also devoured by the walkers, and the whole Commonwealth is gone. So there is no governor, and it's the most fucking depressing ending to the show I think I've ever conceived of. Because in the end, there are no characters remaining. The Commonwealth eats itself up, and all of our characters fail to overthrow the Milton rule. And that's it. That's the show, everyone. No characters are left alive. Wasn't that fun? Listen, I need to go to bed, but I'm fucking depressed. I can't lie. That was very depressing. So that one's been done. Thank you very much, Turbo Clash G. Next episode, we've got Maggie as the main character. Very fun. Okay. We'll probably just swap the greens with the grimes. I'll probably do that. Swap the greens. Swap the greens and the greens and the grimes. We'll swap the greens and the grimes. That's what we'll do. Cool. Anyway, yeah, I guess thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this rewrite. Been very fun indeed. Tell me your thoughts. And are you depressed? Anyway, goodbye.